All right, and we are live with a new mic. What's going on around? Talk to me. Let me know how the levels are sounding. Got a new audio setup, so just want to make sure everything is good. Frodo in the building. What's going on? Drew Martin, I see you. Minute Repeater, what's going on? Gameplay was out here first. Knees Taste Turf, the Lords are here. You already know. Lydian Master, what's going on? Let me know how my levels are sounding. Like I said, new audio setup. So, thank you, Mr. Frodo. Thank you, sir. Yeah, let me ask you this, Frodo. Obviously it's new. Like, would you say better, louder, clearer? You know, just in comparison to the old setup. Because again, new setup. I just want to see how that sounds. Corey Mosley, what's going on? Deep Floyd, salute to the Lords of Gaming. You already know. We're gonna have some fun in here. So yeah, let me know, Frodo, what you think in comparison to how the old mic sounded. Do I need to turn up? Is it good? Is it better? Is it not better? K Asante, what's going on, bro? Talk to me. What's going on? Yeah, we're gonna get everybody in the round. We have the legendary Dan Butchko pulling up eventually. Oh, it sounds like I'm sitting right next to the mic. Okay. I guess that's good. That's good because that's how I guess these Shure microphones, you know what I mean? Coming in clean, a bass for that. Oh, thank you. Jigga J, my man, sounds good and loud. Yeah, they stepped my setup, man. Shout out to the Dukes. You know what I'm saying? I had to level up to get on their level, so this is the new joint. All right, no doubt. Coming in with that Joe Rogan mic. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's gonna be fun, y'all. We're gonna get the legendary Dan Butchko up in here. Gotta find out what's going on with Attic. We'll see if he'll pull up. Solve should pull up. And of course, the King will be pulling up with music in tow. So we will mute him because we don't want copyright strikes. Hope everybody's good, chilling. And I will see y'all in a bit. Be right back. Gotta give it a couple shout outs before I live out. T. Hetris Weathersby, Subcog, what's going on? And Gerald Mack, What's going on? Shout out to the ILO podcast, all hail the ILP. KSRT, very clear what kind of upgrade. This is the Shure, what is it, S7MB, whatever the mic Joe Rogan used. It's that one. So I've never really used one of them XLR mics before, the power joints, got the little mixer or whatever. So, you know, just the debut for it. And eventually the rest of the Lord will be upgrading as well. So, yeah, acquisition season. No doubt, but all right, I got to run. I'll be back. I got to start getting people in the room. I'll talk to you.
Hear ye, man. Welcome to the show. If you would not mind, go ahead and find yourself a spot, get comfortable, grab a snack, do all that good stuff that we need to do, and we're about to get started. It's not important who I am. What's important is that you are pulling up to the Iron Lords podcast right now as we speak, and I guess I'm here to keep you entertained until it's time to get this show started. So, look. Y'all done messed up and turned me to an animal. And haters be swearing they real, but come to find out that they really mechanical. And yeah, I be eating these rappers, but that's all a part of me being a cannibal. And they say I'm better than money because you can bank on me being accountable. I know a million rappers that don't want to be on a song with me, that's understandable. I kill a beat and they want to compare me to Freddie and Jason. I'd rather be Hannibal. They be like, why use a video game? Just be original, y'all too dramatical. I know it's random, but I am addicted to flipping the sample and making it flammable. This is that yoga, fire, flame. They think it's arson up in the apartment, they call it department and I get the blame. Still I be running, collecting them rains. You just a target when I'm in the range. I was the hardest to start regardless back when you was messaging people on AIM. Check my vocals, all on Twitter, but I'm anti-social. Love my city, but I'm still bi-coastal. Let's switch that up.
What is you doing?
What I want to do.
Don't stop. Nah, that was dope.
I'm just
Keep that going. Keep that going. Nah, go ahead.
Look, I guess you could say that I'm very spoiled. For them to be your dogs, they ain't very loyal. But I ain't gonna hold you, I ain't here to boil you. You ain't gotta say it, I'm embarrassed for you. Always been a nerd, never been a loser. Making Voltron with a gang of cougars. And I'm going places, better tell a Uber. Cause it's pretty hard to sleep on Freddy Krueger. Whew. Let's do that again. I'ma just chill and watch them and eat snacks in the attic. I wanted to chill with the pack and be like a young wolf, but then they would mistake me for addict. If I can imagine it's cool to give you some advice, then invite your girl to your squadron. Cause if you don't give her that option, you gon' be single player like Sovereign. You gon' get tossed in the bushes by King David. Royalty and not a pretender. Detrimental to an elemental, what's an avatar to a knee bender? I gotta be me though. I know it's my destiny, word to Cognito. Who cares if you fly, if you still a mosquito? You swear you ain't stuntin', but really be Steve-O. You like to collect stuff and that's cool, but I got bad news. Even if you really was that dude, King David still be the king of the statues. Since a juvenile, I've been cursed with a curse to be musical. And if you hate it, we'll meet in the crucible. Other than that, then it's cool and it's beautiful. We let you know that your dreams are pursuable. Whatever you wanna do, then it's doable. If you got work on a Sunday, it's suitable. Cause you can listen to this in your cubicle on the Lord's Day. Woo. If you got work on a Sunday, it's suitable. Cause you can listen to this in your cubicle on the Lord's Day.
All right, and we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords Podcast, LLC, and also live on lordsofgaming.net, episode number 216. It's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. I'm extremely excited about our special guest, and we've got Play NYC, Skyward Sword HD.
Yeah.
Switch OLED announcement and Sony StateOfPlay to discuss, so we gonna get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord who is not only a good friend to the realm of the ILP, but whose passion for the cultivation of independent game development is truly a sight to behold. Whether it be educating those on the business side of indie games or creating a community of future developers through interactive events, this Lord is a beacon of inclusion and that New York entrepreneurial spirit. Introducing the CEO and founder of Playcrafting, producer of the Bit Awards and the Play NYC Gaming Convention, the Lord of Global Game Jams, and come July 16th, will unite with Lord King on their favorite Zelda ever, that's Skyward Sword. Live from New York City and making his return into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Dan Butchko. How we doing, sir?
I think I need to bring you along anytime I speak at an event to just like give me an introduction, because you're so much better at talking about me than I am.
Yes, an absolute pleasure. You are Lord at what you do, man. It is absolutely a pleasure to have you back in the realm. First off, how you been? I think recently you went through like a big move, and then if you got a chance to get any gaming in, sir? So just what's going on with you, man?
Oh yeah. So I just moved back into the city after about a year and a half away. Very big move, but the world is opening up. New York is going back to normal, so it feels so nice to finally be back in the best city in the entire world. Yeah,
That's what we want to hear.
Can't complain. And yeah, of course, getting some gaming in for sure. Right now, all I have here in my new apartment is my PS5. So I've been a little thirsty for exclusives, but we can get into that a little bit.
My condolences, sir.
Yeah.
No doubt. So it's been that, but it's cool. So you're just getting adjusted back into the, you got the new place going. So where a question? Where are all the consoles? Are those in transit or what's going on?
Yeah. So I came here with the PS5. My next get is my Switch. Now the problem is that in my year plus living back home with my parents, we were playing Animal Crossing on my Switch every single day, and my mom fell in love with it and plays it religiously every single day to this day. I think she has like 600 hours in there or something.
It's over.
Yeah,
and so
I get that new one.
Yeah, I got to figure out how I can like get a new Switch and let her keep just my Animal Crossing save, get everything else.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Luckily, you're in luck. Nintendo just announced a new Switch.
There we go.
No. Yo, Addict, do me a solid before we start. I think some super chats. Get super chat came in.
I just see one right
Yeah,
now.
if you grab that one for me.
So we got a $5 super chat from Jared Mack. LordCognito needs to put a patent to put a patent on damn near every word he says. All hell the ILP.
Salute, Gerald. Much love.
People are running around with the verbiage.
Yes, we see a lot of Lord's verbiage. All we ask is pay homage to the source.
Where you heard it from. Oh, you know what? But what might happen is they might hear it from somebody else and think it started.
Yeah, that's true. Lord started a lot of sayings, but it's all good. Good to have Lord Dan in the realm, and you already know we got the looks like 3 horsemen of gaming. Hopefully Lord Solve will be coming in hot. But the original Lords of the Realm at the round table with some time-sensitive intros because we got to still respect Dan here. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. My co-host with the co-host, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, Lord of his own world, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict, how we doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. I ain't really done a whole lot in terms of gaming. I played a lot of Persona 5 Royale this week, but I gotta tell people, man, go on there on Netflix and try that Fear Street movies. Like,
really good.
Those are good. Like, it kind of gives me like they switch stuff up every movie. It looks like there's 3 movies.
Yeah, it's 3 of them.
And I'm sitting there going out of the first one like this is a great show. Then I get to the second one and I finish the second one. I'm like, how did they beat the first one? Like,
no doubt.
So you got high hopes for the third one, right?
Yeah, but I've seen people have really good starts, and then they just like, oh, we put all the money in the first couple.
The
threequel curse.
No doubt. Yo, one way to agree is he's like Fear Street is awesome. He's giving
I'm gonna check those out.
No doubt.
And then they prove why they the king of the streaming stuff, man.
No doubt. Yeah, they're killing it. And of course, well, we're waiting on our technical game lord, but hopefully he will be here. But of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the XS Gamer.
Ooh.
The prophet of Xbox, king of the statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience. It is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how are we doing, sir?
I'm doing better than Conor McGregor.
All that, I feel like Anderson Silva done put a curse on that place.
What is that with everybody with the leg breaks?
No. Listen, let me tell you something. What happens when you have you make $180 million in a year, and the fight purse doesn't even cover what you make in endorsements. It really doesn't make any sense. The reason why his ankles gave out because he has Gucci ankles now.
Oh, so that's the money he got from the Floyd fight. So the ankle being is accustomed to the Gucci.
Well,
that messed up the training.
Remember, he's also the owner and proprietor of Proper 12. Sir, and Proper 12 is making great money throughout the world, and it tastes fantastic. Shout out to Proper 12. Yes. But I must say, you know, he doesn't have hard-working ankles anymore. You know, like he himself may want it, but his ankles didn't. His ankles wanted
his rich ankles betrayed him.
He has rich ankles, and you know, hopefully my ankles can get as weak and soft as his.
You're encouraging that kind of ankle, that level up in ankle.
Yes, okay. I'm encouraging that your feet no longer wants to participate in rough stuff. You know, that's it. So, shout out to Connor and his retirement. God bless. Stay away. The game does not need you. You do not need the game. You have far succeeded past what you needed to do, and you're rich, sir. You're rich. You're famous, and you have your health. You're starting to lose your health. Just walk away.
He ain't walking away. His ego's gonna get in the way.
He has to. Okay, until something really tragic happens. It starts with the ankle and ends with something else. You know, it could have been a whole lot worse.
He'll throw away his whole body before he admits someone beat him.
Yeah, the thing is going to be with him is the pride. How long will he stay in? You know, because you know his mouth.
Because notice
you saw when he was on the floor, right?
He was screaming, "Doctor, stop it! Doctor, stop it!"
Yeah, he cared about the terminology of the loss. You know what I mean? Like
that shows me he ain't never gonna quit until he feels like he.
Go ahead, continue.
He wants that everyone says he the best. Like,
yeah, but that's it. You know, time sensitive. Anyway, I watched Black Widow in the house with the family, and shout out to Disney Plus for saving me over $150. Had I had to get up,
he's capping for every subscription now.
I would have had to get popcorn. My kids somebody would have had to go to the bathroom in between, and I do not care for that, and I don't care for anybody being drunk in the movie theater. I really just had a fantastic time in the house with the family, watching a movie that I can stop, pause, rewind, and check out and say, "Oh,
are you implying that you may be done with theater, sir? With this,
thank you for thing. You know, certain silver linings happen in a pandemic, and this is one of those silver linings that I will take full advantage of. $29.95. They have my cash. I've been playing, and it's a great movie. I have a new crush. Married
men. Excuse me, sir.
I'm just
married men on the panel here.
I'm not blind.
Wait a second. Just because you are involved with somebody, you're just supposed to be like, no, nothing else looks delectable.
Avert your eyes, sir. Avert your eyes.
Yeah, no, I will not avert my eyes. I was trained in on that.
You were savage. Let me give a quick shout out. Shout out to Lord ACG. He's
crazy.
He's talking reckless. He said, "I wish I ran a milk company. I would do UFC sponsorship." Salute. And he said he agrees with King. He agrees with King.
Thank you.
Much cheaper to do it. But we got Tom says I got to back up. Because we got the smooth one has arrived. You know what I'm saying?
Just let me just finish. I'm sorry. What I've been playing for the week, sir.
Yes,
before you try to take away
from
the guy that was actually here to give it to the guy.
Attendance account.
Attendance matters, sir.
Put the crest up. Thank you.
Dragon Quest.
Yes.
Oh my God, Dragon Quest 11. It's such a phenomenal game. It is absolutely, and I really appreciate every time I play the game, every time I do a spell, it just harkens back, and it didn't lose its essence of an RPG, a traditional RPG. And I love that stuff so much, and it awakened more RPG-ness inside of me.
Every time Like a Dragon's come out, every time Dragon Quest is on its 12th installment, and it's still popping. Every time Persona comes out with a very successful entry in the franchise, I'm over there looking at Square Enix and I'm like, yeah. Like, it's like these people stay to their true core, and they worked with it. It's like you bounced, like you was like, no, we leaving. Like,
absolutely. It's cool.
That's why, because me and me and Megatron were talking, like Microsoft, man. Anyone watching here from Microsoft, hit up Mistwalker and get that Blue Dragon going, man. Like,
Please, I love that game.
No
Lost
doubt.
Odyssey. Let's go.
No doubt. You
I
already
think
know.
Blue Dragon's more like Dragon Quest, so I think it would like resonate with people more right now. Like,
Yeah.
And of course, joining in, coming in hot like the Switch. We have our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single player selfish experience, and also the Sastradamus, the Lord of Clarity and Lord Patreon of the Iron Bank. My man, Lord Sovereign, how we doing, sir?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. What's going on? Yeah, coming in very hot. I was looking at properties, so I'm sorry. I had to run.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's very bougie.
Yeah, real bouge.
We're talking about Gucci ankles talk, right?
Yeah. That's a Gucci ankle guy.
Yeah, those ankles getting real soft.
Shout out to soft ankles.
Yeah, very buttery soft ankles. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Shout out and welcome to Lord Butchko. Welcome back to the realm, sir. Great.
Thanks so much. Good to see you.
Likewise. Yeah, everything's good. You know, missed you yesterday at iPick Theater, sir. I had the bougie experience last night. Went to see whatchamacallit,
I don't even remember the name.
Black Widow. It was good to be back in the theater. I know I definitely know what King's talking about, because King has a lot of people to take care of in that regard.
I ain't worried about it no more. It's done. Thank you.
But it was good to be in the theater, have my Norma Jean and in Lord Cog's absence. I made sure.
Appreciate it. I'm healing up, brother.
Yeah,
What did you think about it?
It was,
in your opinion.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I thought there were certain edits that kind of cut the movie weirdly short for me. Like it just felt like there were certain parts where you could have had more exposition. And in terms of the action, I wish the action had veered more towards sort of like Jason Bourne type action, like sort of visceral, very close quarters combat. I think that would have really made that pop more. Because they did some of that, a little bit of that. Then they transitioned immediately to like Marvel style bombastic combat and scenes, which were cool. But I think because she's not a superhero per se, she doesn't have powers like that. I think that sort of combat would have really resonated more. But all in all, like I said, I have a new crush.
Yes.
No doubt.
I agree with you.
Quickly, any games, sir?
No games this week at all. Nothing at all. I've been working. I've been hustling. It's been a crazy week.
That property buying life.
Yes.
So, these super chats here. Have you guys read them yet?
No. So actually, there's new ones. Get those for me, Solve, if you can.
Okay, so we got Flame, $2 super chat. Also a big recommend to Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Yes.
Then we got Gerald Mack, $5 super chat. LordCognito needs to put a patent on damn near every word he says. All hail the ILP.
King is the one.
We're working on it. We're on top of that. Then we have Select Bang 007, £5 super chat. Hello to the Lords. I'm repping my ILPT while waiting to watch England in the final. Come on, let's go.
Let's get it.
Nice.
Let's get it. Then we have Flame once again, $5 super chat. Happy Sunday, everyone. Just wanted to say it's been a fun week and welcome to the royalty for this stream. Have a great show, guys. Hashtag behaving, which we never do. Then we got A Septima. Let's put the crest in the chat for the newest member of the realm. Welcome, Lord Bronze. A Septima. Thank you so much. I don't know if anything else popped up.
No, that's it.
Let's
get it.
All right, let's get it. And of course, we have the gaming ninja himself, the Duke. And Shinobi, Lord Cognito.
The Lord and a Duke.
Lord and a Duke. Yeah, I did my theology on that. But that's spreading the realness in the realm of the ILP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. I'll make this quick. Happy born to everybody. Give a happy birthday to my bro, Ebontis. It is his birthday.
Happy birthday.
He's very shy about celebrating these things. So we have to do this. We have to all send out some love and tweet him out directly. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. Sorry, I could not be there Friday, healing from this little ear allergy thing, but I'm on the mend. I'm doing much better. The pain is less. Other than that, man, I've been a little bit, just slightly gaming, a little bit of Destiny Solstice, Mass Effect 2 still in that grind, and I'm still MLB The Show. Basically the same 3 games I've been playing the last, say a couple of weeks or so. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into why we are here. So, we got to focus on Lord Dan. The latest updates at Playcrafting, the indie game scene, and of course the triumphant physical return of Play NYC convention in August. So Lord Dan, for those in the realm who are completely unfamiliar to you, maybe new, like let the people know who Dan Butchko is and what exactly is Playcrafting.
Sure. So first and foremost, like gaming is in my blood. That is the first thing I identify with when it comes to anything related to Playcrafting. So like fan first and foremost.
Nice.
Secondly, I head up Playcrafting. So we started way back in 2009 as a meetup group for local independent game developers in New York City to connect with each other, show off what they're working on, knowledge share, learn from each other. And it just kind of grew and grew from there. So now we're a nationwide network of independent game developers. And we do a whole lot of stuff. We offer education, so folks that might want to learn how to make games, how to be successful in the gaming industry can do so through us. We do tons and tons of events, which we'll get into our biggest one, Play NYC, in a little bit. And I think the coolest thing that's also the newest part of Playcrafting is that we found this really great way to sort of matchmake independent game developers, solo developers, smaller studios with huge brands, so they can actually make games in partnership with big brands like the NFL, Verizon, Bose, and it's been really, really cool to see that's generated a couple $1 million now for independent game developers to do that kind of work with those huge companies. So it's a lot of stuff that we're doing over at Playcrafting, and I think that this particular time of year is by far our busiest, because what I like to call our labor of love is Play NYC. And I remember the first year we launched it in 2017, it was like, all right, we're signing up now for a busy, busy summer from now until the end of eternity. But it's so worth it because New York needed its own all games convention. And so that's what we wanted to build. And yeah, this year obviously feels a little weird. It feels a little bit like the first year because we're coming back in person for the first time since 2019. But it just felt like it was going to be such a missed opportunity if we didn't have it in August with everybody already vaccinated, all the regulations in place. It didn't make sense for us to wait another year. And so we wanted to make sure we were right at the forefront and doing what we needed to do to make sure we could do a really safe and fun convention for folks, because this will be the first time back for a lot of people, developers, fans, all across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first of all, love what you're doing in the indie game scene, providing those opportunities, especially what you said in reference to the education part. I think that is really cool because there's so many sides of game development. The education of actually trying to make a game, the business side, then there's the promotion and the partnerships and all these things involved. And I love two things that you do. One is that East Coast focus, because I'm a little biased here. It's the home team, and I love that you're making New York and the East Coast. You're prioritizing those in that area to at least attempt, so that, because let's be honest, Dan, right? It's always been told in the games industry, you got to go out to San Francisco or you got to go to Washington. You can't do it in New York and things like that. And me and you've talked, obviously, interviewed you before live on the show floor about the lack of what you say, like tax breaks and things that would help game developers kind of be here. Now we do have some. So I think we have what is Take-Two. We have Avalanche. Yeah, we have a few, right? But in general, to kind of make it a more attractive thing. So the question, my next follow-up question to this is, with that being said, and the New York thing and the indie game scene, like in general, what struggles are you seeing from indie game developers as far as just like trying to get their games out, or just trends you may be noticing with up and coming independent game developers?
Yeah, I think the hardest thing, first and foremost, is that there are hundreds and hundreds of games coming out every single day. And so it's really hard for independent developers to stand out. Yes. This is, the nature of game development is such that all of us here now could make games right now for free and get started. And so that means that tons more people are making games than ever before. So many more games are being released than ever before. So I think the hardest part for a lot of independent developers is to get their games noticed. You look at the Switch alone, how many independent games come out on a weekly basis, and so many of them you've never heard of before. Behind each of those games is 1 to 10 or more people who worked tirelessly on those games. And so I think the sustainability is a really challenging part, because a lot of folks will put their blood, sweat, and tears into a game and get it out there. And a lot of times if it doesn't hit on that first one, they may need to move on to something else because they need to pay the bills. You know what I mean? So I think that's probably one of the biggest struggles. But, you know, it takes that sort of entrepreneurial New York, like, can't stop, won't stop attitude to keep going. Yeah, because
shout out to Diddy.
Shout out to Diddy. Take that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that was ingrained in my head from like 6th grade. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's probably the biggest struggle. And when it comes to New York, there are a few bigger companies here, but even with Play NYC, a big part of why I wanted to put it together and make it happen was to show that even without, you know, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, a huge collection of giant companies in the games industry being here, there already are tons and tons of smaller studios and solo developers that are making really cool, interesting, outside the box content for all different kinds of systems. And so even in the absence of that, one thing that you'll see at Play NYC that's a real reflection of New York City itself is all of these great smaller titles and local multiplayer games.
That's what I wanted to like to jump in on, because from going to Play NYC at Playcrafting, I saw the diversity. I saw the melting pot, which is New York City. I saw the diversity in the games and in the game genre. Is not just electronic video games, you know, stuff playing on the television. I saw board games. I saw people out there making cardboard for Labos and stuff like that. I saw virtual reality stuff. It was so diverse. It was so intrinsically New York. Like it felt like you was going to the Bronx, and then you was going to Brooklyn, and you was going to Queens, and you was going to Staten Island. And you had different things, like the back scratch game was over here.
The back scratch, my favorite.
Right there.
So
love that.
It's little games that if you can't make it to this place, I think you're really missing out on the essence of what it means to be like boots on the ground level stuff. Like what's the Sharknado, not Sharknado.
Oh, you mean our boy.
Swim Sanity.
Swim Sanity.
Yeah.
We met Swim Sanity
at at PAX. No, remember it was PAX.
No, it was through PAX, but
they by the time they got to Play NYC,
it was a different energy.
It was like they had the entire area to themselves, and
with those fins walking all around.
It was amazing.
It was a different energy. Like we first met them in PAX, and we went through it, and it was getting their teeth together or whatever. But we kept an eye on it. But when we got to Play NYC, it was a different energy. You know, and I think it gives that light to the developer that they have this energy. Please, I had on virtual reality glasses.
Remember that? I forgot about that.
It's just so much great stuff that was there that we can go into, but I just wanted to harken in on the diversity of just different flavor. It's just really eclectic, really fun stuff that was going on. It was beautiful.
If you guys want to see like pure unadulterated fun, look at our video of Kung Fu Kickball. NYC.
Yes,
they'll be back this year too.
Food. Shout out to Jonah. Shout out to Jonah.
That game was so amazing, so much fun. It just like King said, in that small space, there was such a variety of games that honestly, like sometimes when you go like a PAX, there's a lot of games, but a lot can get lost in the shuffle because you can't really address everything. Here, it was intimate and everything there was so unique. I don't think there were really too many games that really resembled one another. Man. That was so great.
No doubt. So again, just want to follow up on that initial question again about how difficult it is to get a game and how the struggles, you know what I'm saying, and these services and these dope things that you're providing, you know, with Playcrafting. But I want to follow up because recently the big thing, and addictors will know where I'm going with this, kind of kind of came out in the indie game community. And shout out to Leon, good friend of the realm. Originally he was called Another Indie. Now he's an independent game publisher, Neon Doctrine, and he put like a long Twitter thread. I don't know if you get a chance to saw this, Dan. Basically, talking about his frustration with independent game visibility, discounting on his game, communication with transparency on, he called it Platform X, but we all know it was the Sony storefront. And I just wanted to get your thought process on that thread, because it seemed to get a lot of traction in the independent game community. A lot of developers are speaking up saying they had similar situations and not being able to get visibility and discounting and the cost and all this other stuff. So, what are your thought process when you see threads like that with maybe some frustration from independent game developers?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of almost like predatory behavior that can happen with like certain smaller publishers and folks that are sort of positioning themselves as being in the best interest of the independent developer, but really are not. And so, it's always heartbreaking for me to hear about, because a lot of times, especially in the independent game development area, when folks are getting started or they're putting out their first or second title, they don't really know what to look out for. Right. And so they'll come across someone who says, I will help get you published onto these stores, but they won't be totally transparent around, what some of the practices are on those storefronts, or we'll have sort of like a revenue share sort of model in place that is definitely weighed against the actual developer. Right. And so a lot of devs will come in and will not know that that's not best practice. That's not in their best interest. Right. And I think that really educating yourself is probably the best way to go before you go into any of those scenarios. What we see a lot at Playcrafting is that game developers themselves, when we use the word game developer, we're talking programmer, artist, musician, designer, like anyone who contributes to the actual build out of the game. We're not talking about like marketer, we're not talking about like a pure business person. And there can be really like a divide between those two types of folks in the world of games. And a lot of times with these smaller independent studios, it is just a programmer and an artist, and they don't have like a pure business person because it's just getting off the ground. They don't have like there's not a proof point there yet. You know what I mean? And so it can be really challenging to sort of navigate that without someone on your side. And so that's where I would direct them to places like Playcrafting, the IGDA, definitely, look at some best practices through GDC, the Game Developers Conference. There's a lot of really great places to kind of educate yourself as you go in, but that is a challenge, because when you're super passionate and really talented at building something and you want to get it out there, like it's hard to sort of turn that off or dim that a little bit in favor of making sure that your business interests are advocated for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Fantastic point. I mean, I think you nailed it as far as communication transparency as well, as far as trying to, again, because it's one thing to, as far as best practice and doing the correct thing to get the visibility you need. But then there's another thing where you're on a storefront and it's like, no one's responding to me. Like,
that's kind of scary.
Yeah, like what do I do? And then you have this person has to then go to because of his connections with other indie game devs. Hey, are you going through this? Are you experiencing? And they're like, yeah, we're stuck, and we just want to discount our game, and we just want to know what what we do with visibility. I'm sorry, Dan, you was about to jump in. I thought somebody was going to jump in. Sorry.
No, it's. I was going to go into it a little bit more, but you hit the points on.
Go ahead.
I just felt that when you are going into a partnership, and a lot of these guys are new going into these partnerships, they have different expectations. They don't know going through that. Okay, you're going to give you 25 grand or whatever it is, and you think, okay, that's going to be valued because I'm going to be valued. Right. And that's all they want to be. They want to be valued and heard, or given some form of direction on how can my game get seen? How do I get a liaison to help me with this? I have a problem here. Oh, when is the proper time for me to do a discount? Yes. And if you're not being heard, and the level of frustration starts to ramp up with you had different expectations going in, and then also compounded with the fact that you actually paid your money, because
and then percentage of the cut on top of the money.
That's a big thing too. You know, Dan is telling you, put your developer side to the side first and put your business hat on, right? Because you have to have on your business hat and you have to have on your eyes. You have to have your T's crossed and your I's dotted going into these situations, and know exactly what your percentage is, what is exactly going on the business end of it. Because the frustrating part, besides the logistics of getting your game seen, because a lot of times it hits the store and you don't even know it's there unless you can search for it. How can you search for something that you don't know is there?
Like you would literally have to, the way Leon explained, like you would literally have to search for his game, because again, like King, you're making some fire points. It's the competition on these storefronts, right? It's so large, and you have all these bigger games. And you know, Attic, you know, I mean, you know Liam personally. You were the one that kind of introduced us. I remember being at our first PAX and meeting him, and you really taking a liking to his games. At the time, he was another indie. You know, we felt those games punched above their weight. So, like, Attic, like, what do you think in reference to that whole fighting for visibility thing?
I think when it comes down to it, it's like, you know, it's just like Dan said. Business and the developer side are totally two different things. Like, look, at the end of the day, I do think Sony, at the very least, needs to hire more people in that department that actually, not necessarily probably, I don't know, maybe those people were temp agents or something. Like, you know, maybe it's hard to tell the turnaround that's in that company that probably wasn't trained properly. Because, like, something has to be wrong that, you know,
that multiple devs.
You can put the money aside, but something had to be wrong where, how do you not know your own process? Like, and that's the issue I had. It wasn't the money. It wasn't anything. It's like, you're there to help people.
Yes.
And I feel like if you're not helping people, what are you doing? Are you just answering phones, diverting the conversation? Cause like when I used to work at a call center, like what they would call that is like, they would call that shorting your callback. Like you have to, if you do it right the first time, Sony, guess what? They don't call back.
But I think it's multiple broken links in this chain, right? And it's the communication part. Maybe it's a staffing part, like Attic, you know, alluded to. But ultimately, it's how do you know the process to get into the carousel for your game to be seen? Right. The visibility part. That's the biggest part for any type of developer. The visibility part, because like I said, when you turn on your Xbox, you turn on your PlayStation, you turn on your Switch, and you go to the store, 9 times out of 10, you're looking at the big stuff that you know it's there. Right. And if something happens to pop up on the ad down at the bottom, you go, what's that?
What's that? Yeah.
How did he get there? Right. How can my game get to where he's at? So, what's that? Can happen to millions of people that happen to turn on their console. Right. And the frustrating part is they don't have an answer to how your stuff get into the carousel to be seen. And that's the biggest problem, the communication with the developer on getting that part done.
No, absolutely. This is a good discussion, and again, we appreciate, you know, what Dan is doing with Playcrafting, because you know, this education and having that network and building that independent game community, right? You know, to learn, you know, I guess you could tell us, Dan, like, you know, is it more of a collection of thoughts and ideas between the devs and saying, hey, these are our experiences, these are some things you can do? Like, you know, do you guys comment and work with the devs in that particular fashion when they're having these frustrations?
Yeah, I think we really handle it on like a case-by-case basis. For us, in terms of like what we're doing on a regular basis, the work that I mentioned we do with the NFL, Verizon, Bose, Niantic is a really awesome partner. We just started working with the Pokemon Go folks. So I think a big part of what we do in that process, and something I love about it, is that like there are so many great ways where these larger companies and smaller companies can work together so that both of their interests are being met, their goals are being met, and both are succeeding. And so that's where, with a company like Verizon or Bose or NFL or Niantic, we are sort of like that intermediary throughout the process. And so we address things like if there's a concern about the contract, if there's a concern on like the business side of things, we are working with developers all throughout that process to make sure that, you know, they're being properly paid, they're being their needs are being met, that the brand and the partner that we have in place, that their goals are being met, because these are like two puzzle pieces that sometimes don't fit together, but really should fit well together, because when they fit well together, new games are generated that otherwise wouldn't have been before. Players and fans get to try out new things and new technologies that they wouldn't have before. So it's just, there's such a great win-win scenario there when, in our case, we are like the intermediary between the two, and we're able to make sure that both are being you know, being addressed and being helped along the process.
Nice. Good stuff. Good to hear. And like I said, it's a great resource for the independent game scene. But I want to transition forward that Play NYC, man, you know, returning in a physical form. You know, obviously the Lords were there 2019. We had an absolute ball, you know what I mean? And for those who kind of want info on the event and what to expect from Play NYC 2021, like, you know, first, that's the first, because like what to expect. And then the second part is like, what experiences did you learn from the all virtual event the prior year coming into this one?
Yeah, so let's start with the second question. Yes. So 2020, obviously, you know, we were completely virtual, and we had the venue all set. We already announced Play NYC 2020, but we had to do a virtual thing. There was just no way in which we were doing nothing throughout 2020. And I think that like there were really two things that really stuck out. Number one was that the virtual component allowed us to have developers and games from around the world represented who may not necessarily be able to make it to New York specifically.
Good point.
We also had it completely free to attend and also to exhibit last year. So that also sort of lowered the barrier for entry. And then the other piece in 2020 that we really grew out was our graffiti games initiative, where we commissioned developers from underrepresented communities to make games that debut at the show. And so that was at the height of the George Floyd protests and everything last summer. And so last year we focused on amplifying the voices of Black developers and really leaned into it. And it was really a standout piece of Play NYC. Graffiti games always is, but particularly last year. And I think that like as we're now in 2021, you know, given that it was all virtual and that we did have it free to attend even for exhibitors, we put some things into place so that even more developers can participate this year. So we have like a needs-based application on our site for developers that may not be able to afford an exhibitor spot. And so larger companies have bought out like smaller booths that are basically sponsoring smaller companies and local developers to show.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So that was one lesson learned, I think, that translated really well. We really used that opportunity to like just enhance and enliven our stream, because we did have a stream all throughout last year's. And so this year's stream is going to be higher production.
We stepping up.
We're stepping up in a lot of ways when it comes to the stream, because a lot of people can't make it out to the show. And so our stream is on a stage in the middle of the show floor for a reason. We want it to feel integrated into the overall experience for people that are there, but also for people that can't be there to feel like they are integrated into the show floor itself too. And so that was another lesson. And then because of graffiti games last year just being such a powerful moment, we've built it out even more. It's now an annualized program. We've had Rockstar Games join us as sponsor, which is really cool.
That's a flex, sir. We're gonna let you just dance past that. Rockstar is in the building, y'all.
So they've been really great to work with on the graffiti game side of things. And we've turned it into more of an annualized program. And in terms of what to expect, you know, this is I said before, this is the first time that a lot of people will be at a gaming convention together in a long time. And with that comes a lot of excitement and responsibility at the same time. And so it felt like this was not the year to try some like off the wall crazy stuff, you know. This was the year to take what worked really well in 2019, which was our biggest, most successful one yet.
Love 2019.
And do that again, but obviously with all the COVID requirements and safety precautions put into place.
So how does one get into Play NY? I really need to know. Because I already know what I have to do this week. I have to go get chipped. So
get chipped.
I have to be able to track you with the CIA.
I need to go get my internal GPS. So the question is, all joking aside though, but what do people need to have in place in order to gain entry, to Play NY?
Yeah, so we're like straight up, we're requiring vaccination for everyone that's there. So if you're staffing the event, showing at the event, you're a press person or a general attendee, vaccination's required. The one exception we're making is for children under 12, in which we're accepting proof of COVID negative, like a negative test result from the previous 48 hours. That's you all were there before, so it's not like a children's event, but we wanted to make sure that the few parents that do bring their kids can do so again, but safely. So yeah, that's really the main thing. You need to provide proof of full vaccination and a photo ID at the entrance. And then that's pretty much it. We've done a lot of other things to make sure that, inside the venue, folks are comfortable because, we want to assume here that, many people, even though they're fully vaccinated, may not want to be like completely shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of strangers. Fair. So we've done a bunch of stuff to make sure that the walkways are much wider than they even were in 2019. We opened up another exit so that people can walk out and in a couple of different ways.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think all that stuff was probably like the first month of planning. That was where we were really ironing all those things out. Ironing. So to speak.
I like that. I like that Lord's reference. Continue. Those are bars.
Yeah. But once we did that, we made the announcement, I think in late April, that it was going to be live and in person again. And that was before we started talking to fans and players that would want to be there, exhibitors that would want to be there, so developers who want to show their games. When we first announced it, it was like, okay, things are going in the right direction. The regulations are falling into place. Let's do this. But I was still obviously like, okay, is everybody going to be super nervous and not want to do anything for a few months? But it wasn't until I and the rest of the team started talking to developers looking to show their games that it was really confirmed that it's the right time to come back, because now we have, I think, over 60 games or so that are confirmed for the show floor so far.
That's nice.
Yeah, and folks are really, really excited to get their games in the hands of players, and fans are excited to come through and play. So once those conversations started happening, I knew it was going to be, it was the right decision.
I just want to follow up on King's point, because, in reference to, obviously the pandemic and, again, shout out to you guys, just taking that responsible stance on it, and correct me if I'm wrong, like that you will be, Play NYC will be the first gaming convention opened physical in-person event during the pandemic, correct?
I think in North America.
Yeah, North America. Yeah, you guys are the first. So, again, salute to you guys taking the responsibility, making the requirements and stuff like that. Now, in contrast, again, I don't want to throw PAX under the bus. Obviously, we have a lot of great relationships with PAX East. The Lords made their bones at PAX East. But we did see, initially they said West was returning, but we didn't necessarily see the COVID vaccination requirement. And there seems to be a lot of conflict there. People who were once saying that they were going to go, now they're saying they might not go as a result, and what's your thought process as we try to get back to the new normal, with this whole, some may do it and some may not do it, in reference to the vaccination requirement?
Yeah, I think that we're really fortunate with Play NYC, where first of all, as everybody knows, New York was the center of the pandemic in the beginning. But just like it was the center of the pandemic in the beginning, it's also kind of been the center of the reopening and having the regulations and like the real guidelines for events to come back. And so we've been really fortunate in terms of the location and our hometown being really sort of ahead of the curve when it comes to what it would take to come back. And also, you know, while Play NYC is big and awesome and we have a blast with it, it is 5,000 people as opposed to 80,000 plus people. And so we're able to make, you know, decisions like very quickly. We're a team of 4 full-timers behind the scenes. The process of like being able to get the engine up and going and do so safely and make sure that we have everybody covered was really easy. I'm sure by comparison to like an 80,000 plus show. But I would say that like the biggest lesson that I learned, and I've been thinking about it a lot when it comes to PAX, is that in this particular time, when you announce your event, like what really matters is like where people's heads are at the time of announcement and not when it's happening. You know what I mean? Because this whole year and a half during the pandemic has really forced everybody, for a lot of reasons, to take things one day at a time, one step at a time. Like there was no way to travel anywhere for a long time. There was no way to go to anything for a long time. So it's hard for folks to make a decision about going to something 2-3 months from now with no vaccination requirement. Hey, we might be at like 25 events between now and then and feel like, okay, like I'm ready for that kind of thing. But you have to kind of make the announcement and set those regulations based on where people are at exactly right now. And that's where I think some of that disconnect is coming into play.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was a touch and go subject for Cog and I, because he understood how adverse I was to being vaccinated, to being, you know, chipped. And I mean, it was a point of contention because, you know, we had those conversations in my household, and it boiled down to how I feel about what we're doing at Iron Lords LLC. It boiled down to how I feel about the community, what my vision for what we do, and not elevating out my thoughts in what we are. I believe that we're important, and I believe we're important for one reason. I don't believe there's anybody that works harder than us on the floor talking to devs, getting their voice out. I don't believe so. And I believe if we are not present doing that, then we are taking that voice away from the public. And that is when I made my decision to, I have to, and I have to be present. I have to show up, and I have to be accountable. And at some point in time, you have to say to yourself, if it's for the benefit of the group, and when I say the group, I mean the herd. I mean everyone who's at Play NYC. Right. You know, because everybody at Play NYC has made this choice. To be there for the benefit of everyone else. It's each man teach one. Each one, the next person is responsible for the next person that's standing next to them. And maybe you don't want to be this close, and you know, you have that proximity space or whatever, because you're just getting back to that norm because we're used to social distancing now. But you can go into that place with a clear mind, knowing that that person went through the same internal struggle that you did by going to get vaccinated, and he or she is making that same commitment that you did by being there. So that's when I was like, it's a no-brainer. It's absolute respect going through. I couldn't wait for this show in particular to tell you that I respect you that much. I respect what you're doing that much, that, you know, I feel that, yes, I am with you, standing hand by hand, side by side in this journey going in. I know that decision to say we're going to be vaccinated, and people might have opposing opinions to that, but you had to stand firm in your beliefs and keeping people safe. And I think that meant more than anything else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, sorry, Sal, you was considering?
No, me, because you know my initial reaction when you first put into our chat that Play NYC is coming back, my initial reaction was like, "Nah, I'm good till next year." Like, and I'm vaccinated from February.
Beginning. You were the first.
Yeah. So, but hearing Dan talk now, I think I didn't know I had no idea what the protocols would be or whatnot. Hearing what you're doing and what you're requiring at the door is heartening, and like King said, you're doing everything in your power to make sure that you're not bringing this event back to an empty, a hollow, empty room. And I think that's amazing because, again, the issue that I have is that as soon as regulations started to soften a little bit, the problem is that oftentimes, obviously, if you're a person that's vaccinated and you go into all this trouble and you go into this trial and tribulation of do I not, you want to be able to have that moment where you can take your mask off and say, hey, I feel comfortable, I feel safe. The problem is that oftentimes people who are either irresponsible about their health and other people's health, or people who, again, like King had reservations about doing it for whatever reason, say, hey, everyone else is doing it. Here I am. Like, and I'm like, so it's a lack of trust in other people's, ability to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But again, I think what you're doing is great, and I will be there.
Oh, we got the announcement. King, did you hear this?
I will be there.
Amazing.
I appreciate this, and it's not because King shamed me.
Yo, this is good. I know I get this off on my side, King. Oh, okay.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Pull up. Come stay in New York.
Yeah. So we have.
You know,
again,
he wasn't gonna miss the back scratcher.
Part deux, back scratch, part deux.
No doubt.
We got Creeper Evox in the chest of Sabes that came out. Yeah, I'm burnt up, man. I'm crispy as all
Puerto
Rican should be.
That Puerto Rican trip, man.
He didn't bring a parakeet back with him.
No. Yo, my wife just bent over laughing when I told her that the parakeet made an appearance on the show.
We had an ILP exclusive a guest.
The parakeet was not feeling the treatment of indie devs by PlayStation. He made it known.
Yo, they said Perico.
He was working on his game too. He said, "They doing what?"
Anyway, but back on focus. Great discussion in reference to the the pandemic stuff like that. I want to get back to Play LNC for one more thing. I just wanted to I'm looking at that confirmed list, Lord Dan, and you got our good friends from Boston, Decoy Games. Shout out to us, Khalid, Ahmed, Chris. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You got the hometown Whale Food Games, that Kung Fu Kickball. Shout out to Jonah. You know what I'm saying? And more recently, I gotta salute you on this one. Avalanche Studios. So recently had the big announcement on the Microsoft Bethesda E3 stage. I know they showcased Contraband, but they've got tremendous lineage. Was it Just Cause and other games? So
Mad Max.
Yeah. So tell us about that. What other partners or studios can we expect? But yeah, that was a big flex there. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, that's again where the real hometown thing comes into play, because Avalanche has been with us, I think, since the beginning, and they love making sure that they are there to showcase that New York has a vibrant community and network of game developers and studios. And so it would have felt like something was missing if Avalanche wasn't back with us this year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You forget they had that. Like when you get to the middle of the room,
I forgot about that.
It's right when you walk in. It's almost right when you walk in.
Was it more in the center?
It was more in the center.
That's
you walk. It's you straight down and behind the ear thing, the VR ear thing.
Right. But how close in proximity was it towards? Because I remember EA, like a Red Bull EA thing.
Yeah, it was right across from the Red Bull.
Right. I drank so many Red Bulls.
Absolutely. What's so cool about Player YC, like we said, we're discussing this, right? We remember, you've got all these, big guys. You got the smaller developers around. You got the independent scene. You got the tabletop. It's New York City coming together. And what I like, it doesn't matter if you're big or you're small. They're literally side by side in that space. love what you're doing on that setup, brother.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
And I feel like something I love about Play NYC, you know, a lot of times, even as gamers and as fans, we kind of fall into our own little sort of silos and our own little boxes. So you'll have like your like frat boy, like FIFA fan, you know what I mean? And then you'll have your group who likes like more artistic games. And to me, it's like the cool thing about gaming is that there are so many different kinds of games for so many different kinds of people. And New York is already such a great sort of beacon of diversity and inclusivity as a people, that I wanted to make sure that not only is that represented in who's actually attending Play NYC and playing together, but the games that are there, and putting Red Bull right next to Kung Fu Kickball, you know what I mean? Like that's what's so cool and weird and random about gaming as a whole. It's not just one thing anymore. And so I'm excited to sort of see the 2021 version of that come back again this year, because that's really, you know, it's the uniting power of video games and playing together that I think is so special, and being able to have Play NYC as sort of like a representation of that, even on the physical show floor, is really important.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I was really shocked at how many virtual reality options that you had there. You had, to be honest, you had a little bit more virtual reality options than some of the bigger guys. And I was like, wow, he actually took a slice out, because I mean, that stuff means a lot to me. So when, and it was so diverse. Like, okay, so those glasses, because
the Bose ones,
yeah, the Bose glasses, that stuff was so unique that I didn't see it no place else. You know, and I was like, yo, we have the remember the game that we was playing, and you had to bop your head. And
Head Bop Hero,
Head Bop Hero,
Bop Hero.
Go and watch these videos, because these videos are so intense and so great. Because when you find something that you actually love and you get a chance to talk to the dev about it, and the dev is actually jazzed up too about it, and they're talking about it, and you have that back and forth, and you're getting great content. I just found it, because it happened in a lot of moments. So all I can do is just think back with a lot of fond moments. It really wasn't any dull spots there as we hit the floor, because some spots where you didn't think that you would be like intrigued by it. The cardboard Labo stuff, that's when I knew Labo was for real. At that part, because when he was like playing the piano and stuff like that, you know, you think it's a gimmick on TV or stuff like that, or a Nintendo stage situation, but this was live in front of me. Wasn't staged, it was out in the open, and anything could go wrong, and it was like spot on. And I'm like, oh, this Labo thing, I might have to really
get down.
It's really nice stuff. It just a lot of smile moments, and it's just really nice stuff. Really nice.
Definitely one of our highlights. You know, like I said, absolute pleasure. I got a chance to interview on the floor. You know, Sav had some great interviews with, like I said, Decoy, with Kung Fu, being high playing and getting rambunctious. There were a lot, man. There was so many cool, unique games. We're looking forward to getting back to that. So love that you're pioneering getting back out there in a physical event. The Lords will be there 3 deep now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it'll be cool to see. And I just want to wrap up as far as last time you were here, we had our vintage top 5 video games of all time. So this was ILP 127, and at the time you said your 5 consisted probably of 3 Zelda games.
Yep, that's
you know what I'm saying? So we tried to nail that down between, was it Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time. You said that 3 rotates. Just before we get into the rest of the list, are we still hard and fast with those 3 Zelda games and their ranking and their positionings?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So now the other 4, he held strong on that. I like how he ain't letting go of that Skyward, so I respect it. So what I wanted to say is you had 4 others, which were like the realm was in love with you. Just want to know if there were any changes since. And at the time you had Journey, WWF No Mercy, Batman Arkham City, and Portal. Has that list retained in your top 5?
I'm going to pull it up right now. Oh, hell yeah. Last updated July 9th.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we are retaining that list.
All right. let me see.
Let's see.
So in my top 10, it looks like. All right, one game cycled out and one game cycled in.
Oh, which one?
So BioShock moved to number 11.
Oh, okay.
And a new entry is at number 9, and that's Animal Crossing: New Horizons.
Ooh, yes.
And it's for a very specific reason. Like a lot of these games, I have. It's not just. I'm not going into it with like a reviewer mindset. A lot of it is my personal experience with it, and if I have like a specific memory attached to it. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, like Animal Crossing: New Horizons, me and my parents, we shared an island all throughout the pandemic. Played it religiously. It was that is now one of my favorite gaming memories of all time.
Great.
And like when they unlocked the like going diving, I remember my mom has not like gone diving like on a beach in years, and she was just like hearing her so excited to be able to go diving in her like little cartoon swimsuit, like you know what I mean?
So like Mama Butchko.
Yeah. So that's why Animal Crossing is now so high. If I were to look at this as like a pure reviewer standpoint, it's like maybe I'd look at things differently, but it's my list and it's about the memories, and that's why Skyward Sword is so high up there, because that 1-to-1 Wii Motion Plus worked spot on for me and was unmatched. I have not had any experience like that since.
Addict, you hear this, man? There's a lot of...
let's get this poll together. How do I make a poll?
It's next to that. I think it's on the bottom to the left, next to this smiley face.
I'll answer that for you.
You gonna do it? Make sure Addict does not bias this poll.
The option will be Skyward Sword.
No, what I want for the poll is if we can get let me see how much we have. 370 people here. If we can get 250 likes, we can get Addict to play Skyward Sword.
Oh, that's what we doing.
Yes.
You really trying to get this man.
Yo, because I think this Switch is gonna take that 1-to-1 ratio to the next level.
I'm done with y'all with this.
I want to know how the haptic feedback feels with it. If they include any of that stuff with it, you really don't. Yo, trust me when I tell you, I'm so happy that I didn't buy a standstill. I'm so happy.
The light standstill.
I have the original Switch with the original Joy-Cons, 2 Joy-Cons, and I got 2 that's brand new in the box, so I don't have any drifting. So, and I cannot wait for the 16th to get this game. I cannot wait.
Me neither.
No doubt. Good.
I'm gonna digitally buy it. And
you're gonna digitally buy it? Oh, okay.
I'm doing it.
I might do the same. I fully support that. Yeah.
So y'all doing the physical?
I'm doing
physical and digital.
Yeah, okay, what about, isn't there like special Joy-Cons and there's like a whole bunch of updates and stuff with this so y'all doing that? And, King, are you doing the amiibo, sir?
Oh, of course.
Hell yeah.
You know that they have, so there's some controversy.
We literally transitioned right into it.
The controversy behind it is they said that there's a traversal in the game that is locked behind the amiibo. If you don't have this amiibo, you can't do a certain traversal in the game. Yeah. And I don't care.
Same. I don't care either.
It's fast travel, right?
Yeah,
it's a quality of life thing.
So,
Lord. So if you don't want the quality of your life, then
don't get the amiibo. It's it's your choice.
Are we paying for upgrades to the game?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But see, I get.
Are we implying that it's a you problem?
It's a you problem.
Yes. This is Gucci ankle toe.
I went ahead and made your poll, but it's not your poll. It's my poll.
Yes.
Pause.
Go ahead and vote on what's the best Zelda game in the chat.
Oh, that's not the poll.
Yo, that's not the poll. This man literally put what's the best
narrative?
What's the best Zelda game? Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild. There's no Skyward Sword mentioned. He got Breath of the Wild twice.
Report the poll.
Oh my God!
I
will fix it.
Hey, clearly, somebody agrees with us if they're promoting Breath of the Wild 2 with people dropping out of the sky.
Yes.
I mean, we're not alone. Nintendo, I think, agrees with us, and they're like, wait a minute. Skyward Sword was so much better than people gave it credit for. We're going to re-release it, and we're going to make a huge Sky component in Breath of the Wild 2.
It's interesting, like, all jokes aside, because I've never played the game, never seen the game. And it's interesting because I didn't know Skyward Sword kind of brought a lot of those mechanics that Breath of the Wild uses, like the gliding and different other stuff. So it will be interesting to see. You know, for me, I'll be honest with you, I got me where I am going to pick it up. Is I'm a big Master Sword guy. So when Addict told me, yo, that's the history of the Master Sword.
This is the beginning of the timeline.
Yeah, right? Like I like that. I do want to know what's going on with that, and obviously the motion control stuff. But Sav, is it optional? Or correct me if I'm wrong. Is there some? Can you not play?
I will be playing with my plural controller. Thank you very much.
So you can literally play it without it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because so this is the thing is this is where Nintendo had pigeoned themselves into a hole.
Okay.
By making a standstill.
Oh, the light.
All right. So and the reason why I call it a standstill because the whole thought concept behind the Switch was you can switch from playing it docked, you can switch from playing it portable, you can switch from playing with your controller locked onto the screen. You can snap them off and switch into playing into dual mode. You can switch by having your friends. So the whole concept behind Switch was switching your game style to fit your needs at the moment. So when they made the standstill, you literally took away what made a Switch a Switch.
You can't call it Switch anymore.
Yeah.
I
feel that.
To get the purists out of it, I think they're going because it was 1-to-1. I think that was the first time I actually got a video game because you had the nunchuck and you was able to do the shield here and the sword here, and it just felt so liberating because I always wanted to do that in a Zelda game. From the moment I did play A Link to the Past or any type of Zelda game, even on my Game Boy, I always wanted to be able to swing that sword or use the shield to block. And you can move it up and down to block high, block mid, and block low. It was a lot of thought that went into it, and I didn't think it got its recognition, but I really loved it. And the fact that Nintendo recognized what me and Dan both feels.
Yeah, we're trailblazers, clearly.
Yeah, just want to real quickly, Dan.
I mean, to be honest, it's been like feels like 15 years and they still haven't made a Metro collection, like, you know. So
yeah,
you can't sit here and act like Nintendo makes the greatest decisions in the world. So, we can't sit here and do nothing all year long but look down on what Nintendo does in terms of its fan base, and then the one time it fits your narrative to act like they make all the best.
Definition of a fanboy, and I'm unapologetic about it.
Unapologetic fanboy.
We're gonna put a real poll up there to get Addict to play this game
Addict's
at 250
not
likes. Because
camera
you know,
off.
The community votes for us to do things. Like the community voted for me to get a tattoo on my chest, and the community voted for me to have a hot chip challenge.
So we gonna act like the Patreon didn't do nothing about that.
Oh no,
right?
the Patreon they voted. They definitely got me there. But
I do want to point, that there is that poll is in the chat, so definitely go.
Oh, there's a new poll now. Let's see how biased it is.
To hell with that poll.
There's still Skyward Sword is there. Okay, he did. Okay,
it's there, but it's not exactly.
Okay.
It needs to be the first option.
Yeah. To get the visual. Okay, I see what you're saying. No doubt.
Now we have like a visual representation of how idiots you guys.
Oh
are.
my! Oh my God! Ridiculous.
19%. Okay, first off, I'm a little upset that Skyward Sword's over Twilight Princess, but it is what it is, man. Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time are beating Skyward Sword.
Okay, well, we're not looking for what is the best Zelda. That's subject to like what period you were born in. But again, we are looking for you to play the game.
I'm not playing.
Anyway,
you're afraid. Hold on, no, we're going to address this.
Oh, Lord.
Are you afraid that you might play it and actually might like it?
Imagine
if he come away and say,
live on stream.
Yeah, he's like, so not that bad. I can see Addict doing that though. There's a part of me that can see him play it, enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'd rather take toothpicks to my eyeball.
Oh my God.
Okay, so let's say, how about I dare you
Oh.
Like
Dare
what
me.
can I do?
Or we
You
in
doing
the
a bend the knee?
we in the third grade?
We
Like,
doing a
Yeah,
bend
well,
the
dare
hey,
me.
some people take dares very seriously.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know what's your trigger to get you to play this game, but
No, he gonna play it. He said he gonna play it. No, he said he gonna
Okay.
play it. No, he gonna play it.
Oh.
We gonna play it. The Lords will make that happen.
Thank you. Okay, so that's it.
Yeah,
I
he
just
gonna
wanna
play
hear
it.
his
No,
opinion
he's playing it. He
afterwards.
did say that.
Yeah.
He gave me his word. He's like, yo, I'll play
Aw,
it. It's
thank
all good because he
you.
said he can't talk reckless the way he been talking, and especially there's been so long since he did play it. You know, the memories and stuff like that, and in the new coat of paint, right, Lord Dan? Like
Great.
we got to see
There we
it.
go.
It might take me a couple years, but it'll get played.
No, it's gonna get played. But hey, don't worry about that.
Dan, I really had hope because I really hoped that we'd have been on the show today and we'd have had our Zeldas in our hands.
I know.
Yeah. I
know.
was like, man.
I know.
I know.
What we
Scheduling.
got, man.
Trust
Yeah,
me, I try to
man.
put it as close to the
Yeah.
release. Trust me, even damn it, he's like, "Oh, good, it's 1 week, the week of
I
release."
say, yeah.
He literally said, real quickly, "Oh, Lord Dad, I forgot to ask you this. Last time you were here, we didn't do favorite console of all time."
Oh, easy. GameCube.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, let's talk about it.
150% GameCube. Yeah.
Mm.
I think so when GameCube came out, that was 2001.
Mhm.
I was 16,
Mhm.
and it was the first console that I like followed all the way up until release, got it on release day, bought it with my money. You know what I mean? Like I felt ownership over it.
Yeah.
And then there were just so many great games on there, and I think a big part of it was because GameCube was like where Switch was at the beginning, where it was like Nintendo with its back against the wall.
Yeah.
And so they were doing more like weird outside the box things. So that's where you got Metroid Prime in there. You got Wind Waker, Eternal Darkness, which
Darkness.
needs to
That's
come
the-
back. Oh my
That's the
god,
one-
yeah.
That's the one that I wish I could have fit in that pose is Wind Waker.
Yeah.
That was a
And
great Zelda.
I went real deep on like B-sides and deep cuts when it came to that system. Like
Yeah.
there was a game called Cubivore, if you remember it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
Before.
a game. It was called Gotcha Force on that. I really
Yeah.
Oh, GameCube love. Atticus perking up.
Super Monkey Ball 2. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All time.
Which is
I was in
coming back.
college.
That's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, I was in college, and that was one of those games where I played it for so many hours on end that I would go to sleep and I would close my eyes and I would go through the entire, like every
Wow.
course in my brain
Oh, you
because I knew exactly like what you had to avoid, what the exact route was on the path to win every time.
Salute.
Yeah. And it had a handle on it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, like a little lunch pail. Yeah.
It was purple, had a handle, wasn't trying to be like anything but like a video game console.
Yep, those,
you know?
those smaller discs. I remember it.
Yeah, those little baby discs.
Yep,
yeah.
Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron.
So good.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. Tremendous list. Oh, man, we could talk gaming forever. Let's get into these topics. But what I'm going to do, I'll get
still
the...
want to point out that you know, it's a really important thing that I feel like needs to be brought up.
What's up?
Is Ocarina of Time is still winning this poll?
Thank you for the play-by-play up-to-date poll.
Just wanted to make sure.
Just wanted to
man.
make sure that we were clear.
It got to have people know who the boss is.
Who the boss is, who the leader Zelda is.
Okay. Until after you play it, you let me know. He gonna say, you know something? He gonna hit me at 3:00 in the morning. Yo, King, you was right, and just hang up the phone.
Don't say nothing.
I'm gonna hit you at 3:00 in the morning. Be like, you know anyone that wants to buy Skyward
Oh
Sword?
my God. Anyway.
Unopened.
Tell it.
Anyway, let's get into this poll that we got a topic that I definitely want to get Lord Dan in. So last week's poll results are in, and the people have spoken. With the recent announcement of Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut adding a brand new island to explore and multiple PS5 specific updates, do you have any issue with the way it is financially being handled as an upgrade? The winner at 55%, well, actually it wasn't. I got the percentages wrong. These are actually incorrect. So I'm just going to say the winner in place. The winner of the vote was yes, they are charging for basic fixes, haptic feedback, and upscale when other platforms offer these things for free. Coming in at second place was the Messy Lords. I don't care. It's all fun and games until Big Ghost drops in August. Then we're going to see if you gamers are going to hold the line. And in last place was I Have No Issue. It's essentially an Ultimate Edition with multiple new features group. So shout out to all the Lords who participated in last week's poll. Lord Attic, you were very passionate about this subject last week. You seem to be victorious in the poll. Your people have agreed to you.
Obviously.
Look at him flex.
I seem to be. I knew the moment the poll went up, I was winning.
No doubt. We're going to get into it. Sorry, if you could do it, we got a lot of super chats. Let's catch up with the super chats and we'll jump into that Switch OLED.
I'm going to change that poll here in a couple minutes.
No doubt. If you can get those super chats ready.
We got a Septimer once again with the $50 super chat. Thank you so much,
wow,
sir.
thank you.
Salutations to the Lords. Just got my Series X and college acceptance at the same day.
Nice.
I couldn't be more excited. Keep up the top tier content. Have a good one and God bless. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations.
No doubt.
Amazing.
Nice.
No doubt.
Then we have Antoine Williams, $2 super chat. Take out money. Would you take that space flight? So you take out the money issue. Would you take a space flight?
No.
Nah, man, I don't know. I'm good. I'm good.
I don't even like airplanes that much.
Yeah, man.
Me into space what? For thrills?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to space unless I have to. Then we have Jashko Johnson, $5 super chat. Good food off the grill and Lords of Gaming. Ice Cube was right. Today is a good day.
Woo! Classic Cube. Classic. Respect.
Then we got Tony Bryant, $5 super chat. Happy Sunday, everyone. These are absolute gems Dan is dropping. Make sure to like and share this out to people. Yes, 100%.
Nice. For sure.
Then we got Gerald Mack, $5 super chat. Lord King Stradamus and Lord Sovereign rocking the salt and pepper beards, repping the OG.
No.
Salute all hail the ILP.
Listen, my Just for Men is upstairs. I'm still celebrating my birthday. So, no, this
I brought mine too for you. I have a couple in there.
Ooh, that's right.
Couple in there. Yeah. Congratulations on the epic beard, sir. It's funny.
Yes,
I went back to our video of Cog's interview.
Yeah, he
with you.
didn't have
You're looking very young there, sir.
I look like an infant, I'm sure. I was like a toddler back then. I'm now 45 years older than I was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
By the time this show is over, half an hour from now, it will look like my shirt.
Yeah, little by little, he's just brushing it in.
But it is. Shout out to that OG beard talk.
Yes, sir.
What else we got, bro?
Cog with the peach fuzz. Yes,
Yeah. No, trust me, it'd be there. Yeah, I just shaved it.
Then we got Big Cloud.
Hold on, real quick. Christopher Hart says people vote Breath of the Wild before Addict gets a chance to change the vote.
What else we got?
Hold on a second. The Big Cloud Gaming, $5.
Big Cloud.
What's good, Lord? Salute. Hope you're feeling better, Cog.
On the men. Thank you.
Then we got Raiden Blade, $10 £10 super chat. Hello, Lords. Good evening from the UK. Have a great one. Just stopping by to give my support. Hit that like button.
Oh yes,
Thank
please hit that
Thank
like.
you,
Much
brother.
appreciated. Thank you.
Then we have Beaner, $5 super chat. Nintendo will make a pro model because that means more AAA competition can be on their platform, taking sales away from their first party. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that is part of the plan.
That is not the plan. That is not the plan.
We don't care.
We will gimp them so we can shine.
Ridiculous.
No, that is not the plan.
Ridiculous. What else you guys on?
Then we have Raiden Blade again, £10 super chat. Cog, what days do the Dukes run, and is it clean or do we have F-bombs? I only ask because it depends on the time. I might be at work. It might be inappropriate. So it is the difference between sharing it and not.
Your viewer
Discretion advised.
discretion.
Well,
advised.
the
Yes.
Lord, I still act lordly in the realm of the Dukes.
But-
You know
but-
what the Dukes do is what the Dukes do.
Yeah.
but like I said, shout out to Last Stand Media. Like I said, I don't put anyone underneath my rule set. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that the way the Lord carries himself.
But I
wherever
will
he is.
say, Cog has a cleansing effect. I've heard less F-bombs as a result of
that is true. Yeah, I think even Colin mentioned it. He was
You know what it is? It's an unconscious thing.
Yeah.
If you're around people that are they're curbing their language, you will do it. It just will be automatically because you won't hear that type of verbiage. So your verbiage will change to match the verbiage of the content.
Yeah. But no doubt, like I said, COG doesn't put any restrictions on anyone else's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just me and in the realm.
I would say, headphones are advisable.
Just in case. What else we got, sir?
We're good. We're caught up.
No doubt. And joining us, the lady of the realm, Scumcast's own, is that
Luca's
the amazing
in the
AshenLuca. How we doing, sis?
Hello, gentlemen. Thanks so much for having me.
Needed to be here. Told you.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Lady Luca in the building. It's been a minute. How you been? What's been going on with you? Very quickly.
I love how Cog makes it seem like someone just snuck in
It's
the
a
back
big
door.
surprise.
Cog makes it feel like he had no
with my
control
fake
over
surprise
this.
voice. Like I didn't know this was gonna happen voice.
Yeah, do you guys hear me and everything? Or?
Yeah,
You know,
you're Gucci.
We need
Right,
that.
right, yeah.
We need that effect right before you fight someone on Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
You have a new challenger.
What's going on, Luca?
Yeah, things are great, man. Thanks so much for having me. I always love hanging out with my boys. You know, hanging out in the realm. At least I know that King David is someone I can rely on for these raids. But whatever. Anyway. Huh?
Smoke
coming
quickly.
for me. She comes because you know what it is. She right. She's like, once I got Vex with the class, I'm kind of eased up. And her and Taz call me. I was like, I got what I came for. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I got Hollywood. I'll be back though.
It's good to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. Like, look at the realm. But let's get to these topics. So a big one. I know Attic wanted to talk about this. Yeah, it looks like the Nintendo Switch dropped a new device there. Switch OLED, you know, goes on sale October 8th for $350. Lot of let's say controversy regarding it, but there were definitely some polarizing opinions on the level of what was being offered. So it looks like there's going to be a larger 7-inch 720p OLED screen. There will be a built-in Ethernet port. Obviously, the built-in storage goes up from 32 gigs to 64. And yeah, so, you know, there was a point.
You're going to miss the most important feature.
I'm sorry. Please remind me, sir.
The wide stand.
The wide
say
stand.
that,
Yes.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
To be honest with you, like I do appreciate that wide stand.
Okay. Well, look, this is definitely Addict's topic. You know, he wanted to bring this to the realm. So, like Addict, you may have a surprising viewpoint on this, right? What's your thought process on the OLED Switch release?
I think that, you know, if you've picked up every iteration of the Switch, and I think if you were believing the quote unquote insiders on the internet talking about a 4K device, which you can go on the Iron Lords podcast. There's multiple episodes where I said you guys are full of it and you hyping yourself too much up for this, and this is probably just going to be an OLED screen and it's going to have no performance enhancements whatsoever. And then I've had multiple times where multiple lords said there's no way Nintendo would do that, and now we're on that situation to where it's exactly what they're going to do. You would be probably disappointed for this, but for people such as myself that only play this on a handheld device, I don't even know where my dock is. I forgot that thing goes on your TV.
Wow.
To be honest with you. Like, wow. I haven't upgraded a Switch since the very first Switch back in 2017. I didn't get the iteration. I didn't get none of that light stuff. Or what do you call that, King?
He calls the Switch light standstill.
And by the standstill, like this is definitely something I consider picking up because I need a new upgrade, and I'd be stupid not to get the OLED Switch. Like, so it's not nothing I'm probably gonna do day one, but you know, when they drop something like, you know, Breath of the Wild 2 or something, it's something I'll probably pick up just for that. Now, obviously, you know, people are saying, oh, you know, performance this, performance that. Look, I've always been the person that I bought this for their first party stuff. I've said it over and over again. I don't care about no Doom Eternal. I don't care about no Wolfenstein. I don't even care about a lot of the indie games on there. I literally picked this up to play Breath of the Wild. It was literally the only reason I picked it up for months. And I've picked up pretty much exclusively just their first party stuff. Right. So something like this, it doesn't bother me. And, you know, I understand people are disappointed. They expected a performance upgrade, but this is Nintendo. Like, people be acting like they've ever cared. Like Nintendo does what Nintendo wants because first, I've always said making their Switch be able to handle more newer games is idiotic because then they'll have more competition. There's a reason their games sell 30-40 million because that's the only thing you can really buy on those platform. So you know, it's not necessarily something that they don't want third party support, but they don't need it. Right. And that's their point. It's like, why would we invite more competition? Now, if you want to jump through hoops and go through people that are pretty much exclusively doing ports on the Switch, then go, by all means, go do that. But you know, we're not doing stuff to help you out. Like you're gonna have to do stuff on your end to get your games on ours, not the other way around. So,
okay, this is a
Man,
strong.
why is it always a double standard with Nintendo?
Thank you.
double standard. No,
So
look,
if Sony and Microsoft did anything of this sort, they released a system that's just weak and pathetic and gross.
But the
It would
thing
just
is,
be completely. It would be completely different.
it's
I don't get it, man. I will
not a
never
double-
understand.
the thing
I
is-
will never understand the hold Nintendo has on y'all, man.
I never bought this for anything of a powerhouse. I don't care about the power speculation. I think I've said multiple times on this show how many times have I hyped up power on any platform for that matter?
But see, it's not about the power for me. It's about the frame rate.
Yeah, it's the
All
frame
right.
rate.
Well, I mean, the power goes into the frame rate.
Yeah,
but
I will not be purchasing this. I have absolutely zero reason to do so. Why? Because your back is wider. What would you doing lat? You got a wide back.
You can lean back better.
You actually literally charging $50 more for enhancements that are really whatever you want to call them, enhancement on an old LEDs, old LED screen. That screen is not a true OLED screen. It's an old.
It's an old LED.
It's old. That's what the old
OLD.
Over here targeting 720p resolution, sub 30 frames. Like the frames is what
But
really
Luca,
gets me.
ask yourself.
How do you target those
How
specs?
they target 720, but are they really gonna hit that mark? Like,
There's a lot of 540p going there.
And it's just like, it's wild to me because the Series S is 300 and this is gonna be 350. I'm just like, you're kidding, like you're joking, right? Like,
they put the price at the end.
At the end
They put the price at the end like they were proud of what they
Yeah,
did.
yeah. It's like they came out of a cave and stumbled upon an OLED. Was like, oh, this is new. No, not like we didn't have an OLED portable system like a decade ago.
I mean, they just put an Ethernet port.
As a feat, it was advertised as a feature.
It was like, and you saw how they did it with the letters flying towards the screen, like it was Superman, like
Nintendo does enough crazy stuff. When I saw Mario Party is going to have an online feature, I was surprised. Like,
let's get Lord Dan in because obviously we do a little bit of a roasting session. I do want to get his opinion of the Switch OLED announcement. What are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm mostly pissed because now I mentioned before, like I don't have my Switch here.
Right.
My mom has my Switch, and I want her to just keep it, and so. This would be my first
so this
Switch.
Actually, be a good option for you.
This will be the first Switch that I buy since the day one version. I don't even have like Addict. I don't even have like the same version. Remember they came out with like the
I got the
battery
life.
Yeah, I don't even have that.
Like the vents on the top of my Switch popped off. I dropped it on
accident
once.
Yeah.
Popped off. Like like that. The Switch is like. It's doing bad. Hold on, let me go grab it.
Yeah. I'm mostly just aggravated because I needed to buy a new one anyway, and if I'm gonna have to buy one for the first time in 4 years, then I want it to be the most souped up, craziest thing, so I don't have to buy another one a year later. Because now it's kind of like, all right, if they're gonna come out with a Switch, like a true Switch Pro with a 4K screen and everything else, like. It's like, come on! I just bought an OLD one.
OLD. I like that. The OLD.
Yeah, the OLD edition.
I guess.
What's up, man? You got
Luca's right though. I even had this with E3 too, where I felt very disappointed in Nintendo's E3 showing. Oh my God! Look at that.
Talk so we can see it.
A new cartridge.
Talk so we can see it on the camera.
No, you have to click my my thing. Like, it's pretty bad, man, and that's why I'm like, that's
but
why
yours
like
never overheat though.
Huh?
Stop.
I'm done with him.
He got it on there.
He conquered the overheating part.
No, but all just so I mean, again, like you said, Lord Dan, like this is something that you would be interested because again, your situation, Mama Butchko, she's got the Switch. Gets moving to the new spot. You need to get a new Switch. So the timing is kind of good. And I get that for you because you're like, okay, I might as well get the most beefed up version of whatever it is.
Yeah.
But provided you didn't have that situation, provided that you did have your Switch, would you still have picked up the Switch OLED?
No. And that's what I was saying. Like, Luca's totally right. I am under Nintendo's spell. I get so angry and frustrated when they're like the expectation doesn't meet reality.
Yes.
But like this is like I'm like connected for life to Nintendo. Like I am not. They're like family to me. That brand is family to me.
I guess
so. Like I'm still gonna get whatever the Pro is whenever it does come out, and then buy 1,800 games for it.
We're still under the impression that's in the making, right?
I think that's just the next console. I think all that information got kind of bunched in together, and nobody knew what it was.
Let's go, Saul. Give it to you.
And I just think all the DLSS stuff and stuff. I think that's real somewhere, but that's not this console.
I guess
we could get 5 more years of Switch iterations, and we won't get any of that stuff.
I guess, like when it comes to the Switch, the Nintendo, like I have such a low expectation with them that like anything
it's sad, Luca.
Anything's part north. Like I remember when the last Mario Party was announced, I was so hyped because I grew up on that game, and then when I found out it was only couch co-op online, I was like, damn.
I think what kills me is the price point. They give you they put these features in that trailer like it was the greatest thing ever. And then they have the audacity to charge you $350 for it. And I think like,
and the worst part is it's gonna sell.
And it's gonna sell. That's the thing we know it's gonna sell.
Listen, I'm stuck having to get it, and I tell you why.
Oh wait, you gotta get it?
No, check this out. Remember the story I told you about my nephews, right? My nephew and my niece. That so I told them I was expecting a new but that's the thing. I had purchased them standstills 2 years ago. My sister made me bring them back because she was like, I don't want each of them to have one, and I don't want you purchasing it for them. So the only way they're gonna get it get this system from you is if you give them your hand-me-down. That I'll accept. You're not gonna go out and buy it, right?
Okay.
So as soon as the OLED got announced, my sister calls me like, your nephew wants to talk to you. And I'm like, she's like, Theo, did you see the new Switch? So when are you giving me your
Oh, so they wanted so they could get your hand-me-down.
He was on top of that.
I got a question for you, Saul. Why don't you just go buy one of the ones they have now and don't get that one then? Like you
if I'm gonna go to a store, I'm gonna drop the extra $50.
No, you guys are like, Addict, why are you getting this? Like, obviously not you guys. Why are you getting this? You can get a standstill. You can get the one they have now. And I'm just like, why would I do that?
Agree. For a person who's either new to the ecosystem or has to get a secondary Switch for whatever reason, right? A new Switch for another. This is. Let me jump in. This is. I can't believe I got caught again.
Yeah.
I can't believe
you guys got caught
again. I can't believe I was bamboozled again. And this time, I can't blame myself too much, only because Switch Insider community. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
Is that a thing, Cog? Is that a thing?
Yo, for months. And these are reputable sources. I don't want to throw my people under the bus.
You know the funny thing is, the Switch Insider community was celebrating, acting like they were right.
Bro, they was like, I mean, you know, Bloomberg and what's the man's name, the Japanese guy that I trust, and you know, I ain't trying to throw nobody in the bus, but these are people I trust, and I'm like, DLSS. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
go ahead, look at it. Let me get my bars off.
Nintendo has a lot of iterations for their systems. So there's a good, I mean, it's possible the Switch Pro could be coming out in a couple of years, especially since there's like the chip shortage is real bad right now. So that might be playing a factor as well. And they're just like, we're going to put this OLED system
OLED. I like what Switch.
In the meantime.
Yes.
So, I mean, they could still be right. Like, you know,
True.
These are reputable sources. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to be like, no.
Yeah, I think all that information did get conflated, and all of that stuff is true in some regard. It's just nobody knew exactly
Y'all got
what.
so much hope.
No, but this is the thing.
I'm saying, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, how many years you
Unless
gotta
these
go?
people,
Like,
unless these people are just making up this stuff, right? Unless they're just making this stuff
Why
up.
kid got the fraud alert? Why kid got the fraud
I just
alert?
want to know how many times I gotta get punched in the face to know that they
well,
not
you know
your
what's funny?
friend.
Hey, you know what's funny? Like we literally just went through, man, we should stop like believing in this stuff. And then like literally 15 seconds later, I mean, maybe it still exists. Like,
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? What makes me laugh is that people go out and blame Nintendo.
Yeah, that's true. Nintendo never said that. That is true.
Nothing.
That's why. As I said, let me get my balls up. It's our own fault. It's my own fault. Like I said, the Switch insider community, you know what I'm saying? No DLSS, furthest thing is not coming in hot. No DLSS, no resolution, but no Bluetooth, Nintendo.
Nothing.
Come on, can I
This
get
is a toxic
Bluetooth?
It is an abusive
It's an
relationship.
abusive relationship.
Totally abusive.
Yeah, and it's like
once again, like, did you guys expect Bluetooth? When have they ever done Bluetooth?
bro,
like,
it is like a standard feature.
Yeah.
I get that, but Nintendo don't care.
They'll have it on the Switch 3. The Switch 3 will have Bluetooth.
And then what pisses me off, you got that, and they got the nerve to be advertising with graphics or Ethernet port. Like, where they do that at?
It was the most amazing, mediocre.
Yeah.
It's like hardware reveal. Because when I saw it on my timeline. I said, "What? New Switch?"
Yeah.
Oh. So I click it, and I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh
No.
Yeah.
Ethernet has been out in the system since 2001.
The
Vita had an OLED in 2011.
They don't care about that.
Like, at the end of the day, look, I get it. For the new, people who are going to be new Switch owners, or you need a replacement, no doubt. But it's just like, this is the epitome. With the drift.
The joint
with
yeah.
the drift.
And you know there's going to be drift.
I think there's
going to be drift.
With the drift.
This is not coming in hot.
This is
I think the issue that you guys have is like, how are we going to expect this type of thinking from a company that still got like 2000s online features? Like,
yeah, and that's the thing.
You can't even message people.
Bro,
on
you can't. That's my
anything.
thing.
So, that's why I have such low expectations with the Switch. Like when I saw Mario Party, I was literally like this. Oh, I mean, whatever. It's not going to be online. And when they showed it the online, man, you would think I'm back in the 2000s. Yo, that's online.
Like, yeah, it's just I
remember you saying, yeah, next year that they're gonna have voice chat. Next year, we hope next year.
It's just a painful.
He's gonna marry me next year.
Yeah.
Next year I'm gonna get a ring. Next year.
It's just, Dan, it's just an abusive relationship sometimes, and it just to me, it's like, what's that? I've used the expression all the time, which is
snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, this was a slam dunk. Like, you just had to do like 2 or 3 things, and it would have been good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it would have been like the masses would have been more behind it. And the sad thing, Luca, is people are still
gonna buy
to buy this in droves.
You know what's
so
funny?
it enables them to continue these slight revisions and this behavior.
When their fan base, when the majority of their fan base just continues to give them money and continues to buy these systems with the bare not even the bare minimum, it has nothing. And it's just kind of like, okay. And you know what the crazy thing is, as soon as this was announced, I tweeted it out like, wow, this should have been the Switch y'all launched with. And it really resonated with people, but it's like, that seems pretty obvious to me, you know?
Yeah.
The problem, Luca, is a large portion of their consumers are kids. That's the ones that you buy. You got 8 kids, you're buying all 8 of them a Switch. That is the portion of their community. And guess what? They don't care about none of this stuff. Like, they just want to play the game. That's why, for the most part, Nintendo didn't care about none of this online stuff because they encourage you to link up with other Switches and play.
Yeah.
So like that's why they got away with it for so long, because like Super Smash Brothers, we might want like a stable online connection, but Stacy, Billy, and Beth,
no, you're
Beth,
right. You know what, Addict? You wanted something,
like,
because at the end of the day, it's more beneficial for them to have multiple Switches in one household than it is for them to really focus on online infrastructure, which would make you play with other people online in a proper. You ordered something, bro. I think that the portability of, because remember the online infrastructure. Even you guys are Wii U owners. I mean, like, didn't they have a somewhat online infrastructure before, like better than what the Switch is?
The 3DS,
the Wii U.
The 3DS had an okay online.
Okay. No, just asking. But look, I just went up. We got to move on.
Who used that? It's still probably the same infrastructure from the Wii U.
Yeah.
It's like, I get the domestic relationship thing.
Yeah.
What's funny is it's like a weird domestic relationship. Like people getting upset when Nintendo don't even say nothing. It's like people getting upset other people hyping up your girl.
The hope that the relationship would change based on sources. That's what we was
gonna stop drinking.
He's gonna stop.
He will not. He has never shown you anything of the sort.
I mean, Addict makes a good point. Like the system's for kids. So.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's also probably why they have, like, if you saw in the footage on the video, they still show people like with the stand at a picnic table on a roof. And the more I think about it, it's like that has to be for parents being able to say, well, my kids can at least go outside with it. That has to be.
My biggest problem with this Switch is, okay, so we know that it's a Tegra 1 chip that has been modified to hold it back, right? All I just said is just release the Tegra 1 chip to actually be used in its fullest. That's it. You don't really have to do much. Just release the
you don't even have to go Tegra 2. You really don't.
No Tegra 2, because I watched Digital Foundry where they were able to get down to the system to overclock the system so it can actually run Crysis, and it actually ran better. So it's actually Nintendo holding back the console
just to point out, King, you want Nintendo to overclock their own system.
No. You know what it is? They underclock their system. All I'm just saying is just let it be.
Right.
Does it take away?
What I think, because what it is the battery life. That they because of the portability aspect, that's their, in my opinion, that's their concern.
I think that's the biggest concern.
I'm going real quick. I'm gonna end this poll. I asked the community, do they think I'm going to change my mindset on Skyward Sword? And 59% of them said no. I'll put a poll related to this topic.
All right, no doubt. Look, I want to move on because time is limited for Dan, and I want to try to sneak in this last topic while we have them. And this is Ubisoft, so let's get it, man. Sony's state of play, right?
Yeah. So we had a state of play from Sony. I think it was this past Thursday, and fairly light on stuff that I'm super excited about. But the things, let me just focus on the things that I really like. Obviously, Deathloop was kind of the star with 9 minutes of gameplay. Shout out to Xbox Game Studios because that game looks amazing. Shout out to Arcade. Deathloop just looks absolutely amazing. The other stuff that really stood out to me is a game that we've talked about in the past that we just, the moment we saw it, that is an Us game, and that is Sifu. The developers of this game also made a game called Absolver that came out on the PS4 initially, early on in the PS4 generation, and I enjoyed it because it really was this thing where there was a lot of variety in the hand-to-hand combat, and it was just a very sort of fluid thing that, for fans of old school.
Is that $70
beat 'em ups? Sir? No, I'm not. It better not be $70, but whatever. We'll get past that.
Okay.
But let me just talk about why this game is cool and why I guess the Lords would gravitate to it. Right? We're big Streets of Rage fans. We're big Double Dragon fans. As much as we love those older games, right? Once you get really good at those games, the things you can do within the game in terms of variety of beating up your opponents is very limited, right? You will start doing crazy and weird stuff like, I'm going to stand over here. You throw the guy my way and I'm going to do a spin kick and kick. Like, this is the sort of stuff you would do to try to, like, just increase the replay value of the game. What Sifu was attempting to do is taking those sort of basic tenets of beat 'em ups and applying them to arenas and set pieces where everything is interactive, and depending on where you attack your enemy and where they are in the world, it's going to give you a different animation in terms of like how they're being affected by the world, how they're being hit by a table, a wall, a piece of, you know, a whatever bottle. And there's really no game that I've seen that's attempting to do this where it's going to play out differently every single time you play it, depending on how you attack your enemy. And that's kind of the dream for somebody who's loved these type of games forever, right?
You know,
Channel 5, like real Channel 5.
You know what's funny though? Like, I felt so, I don't care about this game, but I was watching J Main's stream. That's how I was watching. It was through his reaction stream. They said 2021. Like, you know how like when they hype something, it's crazy how they did it, because most of the time people do something like that when it's being upped, not pushed back. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to see, yo, it was coming out in November, now it's coming out in September. You should be hyped. It's like they did the reverse. It's like, yo, it was coming out in 2021.
Oh, no,
it's coming out in 2022.
Nah, you gotta wait.
We'll finish us off, and then we gotta get Dan in there.
So for me, that I love that, and I really hope that game is all that I see that the promise is sort of lived up to. Beyond that, Moss 2. Moss was one of the kind of standout PSVR games. Moss 2, I kind of wish they just hold on to it for PSVR 2. I don't really see why I released the PSVR 1, because they just haven't talked about it. And PSVR 1, again, they just, it doesn't seem like there's a whole bunch of new stuff coming. I know we saw stuff for it before, but I just don't see the excitement around it. So I hope they're not putting this game out to die on PSVR, because again, they haven't confirmed, and this is another very Nintendo, maybe PlayStation type thing, where they haven't confirmed that PSVR 1 games will play on PSVR 2.
Right.
The expectation is there.
Expectation is there, but we
know what happens with expectations.
Yeah, smart delivery was real. Yeah.
You said you're dealing with Sony?
Yeah.
This is for you.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that was it. The other stuff was kind of smaller games and whatnot that really didn't stand out to me. But yeah, that was it.
Fair enough. Let's get Lord Dan, man. Did you get a chance to watch the State of Play? And if you did, were there any standouts? What did you take from it?
Yeah, number one was Moss 2 by far. I loved that first one on PSVR, but
really good.
Yeah, to your point though, it's like I'm in a new apartment with just the PS5. I'm not gonna haul my PS4 and my PSVR 1 and the Move controllers across state lines just to play Moss 2. Like, I want to play that game very, very badly, but it feels like that honestly could have been like one of the standout titles that they formally announced PSVR 2 with like a launch date and everything around. But it felt like a missed opportunity or something. And I'd love for that game to like really showcase the power of the PSVR 2 rather than be made for PSVR 1 and then just playable on PSVR 2.
No, it's a good point. Just to follow up, like, what do you? I know we're just guessing, we're speculating. Like, what do you think? King's laughing. I just want to know what do you think the mindset behind, you know, the PS4 2 is with them? Is it something that you think is just not ready yet, and then it was still way farther away than many anticipated? That's why maybe this type of Moss announcement is
the amount of like blockage I have for VR games. I didn't even know there was a VR game.
Oh my god! Moving on. Moving on. Continue.
Yeah, I think it's probably much further off than folks would expect, and that's why the only thing I think we've really seen was on the PlayStation blog, right? Like, that's what a strange way to say anything, but that was a way to like make sure the hardcore fans knew that something was coming without like making some big bombastic announcement and getting the hype up for something that's not like coming for a long time.
Just to clarify, is this the same blog they announced Horizon was coming out next for this gen? And was this
I think so. Yeah, I think it was a PlayStation blog. Yeah,
it's an information dump type of situation.
It's that we gonna announce something, but not announce.
Exactly.
I feel it. No, but I guess so. Pretty much for you, Lord Dan, the Moss. Any other title, or that was like the main one for you?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It's the one from Super Brothers.
Okay.
It's like a spacefaring one.
I think I remember which one.
It's kind of procedurally generated. I don't have the list in front of me.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like it was a procedural generated joint.
Look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. It's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it
Of
Jet
least-
the
least
Far
effort.
Shore? Jet the
Yes,
Far Shore.
yes,
Yeah,
that's
from
it.
Super
And they,
Brothers.
yeah,
Yeah,
right. They announced that a while back. Yeah,
yeah, Jet the
Yeah.
Far Shore.
I mean, yeah. To your point, King, I was like not very hyped up about any of these things at all.
Mhm.
But
Thank you.
like the Jet the Far Shore game, I thought, okay, that could be cool because Super Brothers put out like really cool games in the past.
Right.
Mhm.
But yeah, it did feel, on the whole, it was like, you know,
It was mediocre.
Were you not impressed with the new layer of sheen on the Throat Baby game?
You mean Death Stranding?
Buddy.
I liked Death Stranding, but I didn't like it enough to not play it when there's like the world is open. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's like a pandemic game for me.
Yes.
Like I can't walk outside, so I'm gonna walk in a
In
walking
this game.
simulator.
Exactly. And deliver packages.
You know,
Yeah.
one game that I forgot to mention, I thought was just impressive animation wise, was the Demon Slayer game. In terms of animation, like it really does look like the like the movie, like the anime. It really does sort of move very nicely.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Lady Luca, so you muted. Just want to make sure you stay there. I wanted to get your opinion on the state of play. If you got a chance to watch it, any standouts for you?
I actually didn't watch it.
Okay, you're good.
So like,
The right decision.
So Sony came through and they let us know exactly what they were going to be showing, and I was like, oh, thank you, I don't have to watch this. So.
Wow.
So once you saw the list, did anything maybe Death Stranding director's cut or any?
That's funny.
She's like,
Yeah, nothing stood out to me. I mean, Deathloop is something I'm already going to get. Like, you know, I don't need to see any more of that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there was nothing on that list where I was like, oh, no, I was like, no, thank you. So I commend them for, you know, being very honest about what they were showing, so I didn't have to waste my time. So
Savage. Respectfully.
respectfully.
Lord Addict, what about you, man? State of play.
I enjoyed it. It was
Oh.
it showed me a little bit more on why I should get Deathloop. I'm still in this mindset where Deathloop's not Dishonored, so I don't care. But you know, it showed me like, okay, this is not Dishonored, but you know, this could be a good experience. It's just like I see them doing the blink on there. I'm like, that's not Dishonored. Why are you blinking like that? So like so it kind of like frustrates me with stuff like that. But you know, I can't expect them to make Dishonored for the rest of my life. So it is what it is. What?
I'm a little worried about that though, because you look at what's it called, Red Dawn? What is it? Whatever the Red Dawn or whatever the other one, the vampire one.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of they
do a blink there too.
Yeah, pretty much. Like pretty much. So it's like I don't. Yeah, it is their thing. I don't want them to get stagnated.
It's
there
like
'cause there's
Michael
a lot
Bay.
more
Oh,
mechanics.
You're out of control.
Oh no! Let's not do Michael Bay.
Let's
It's
not
like
do that.
explosions. That's his joint. That's his catchphrase. Explosions.
When it comes to me, like I do feel like, you know, like Lucas said, they're very open and honest with you with this. So if like you was disappointed, that's your fault. It's not theirs.
Right.
But
I guess this is my fault.
But hold on, I got the other side for you, King.
Go for
But
it.
like
because I
at the
got
end of the
mine.
day, like regardless if they showed you the state of play with Deathloop, like we can all agree that this isn't the state of the play that the people expected.
State of the play.
Like,
State of the
play. We
First one after E3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when I first saw him scrolling through Twitter, and I saw they put, oh, we're having a state of the play. You know how you see something, you're like, oh, you know what it is. So you know how like you see something, you know what it is, and then you start reading, you get disappointed the longer you read.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
state of play, we good. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, when is this, man? I'm like, oh. I was disappointed because like I was expecting that I'm about to see the, you know, gameplay for God of War Ragnarok. I'm about to see, you know, what?
I said nope.
Yeah, I'm about to see, you know, the release date for maybe Horizon, Forbidden
next
West,
year.
or whatever that is.
Next
So, like, I got really
King's out of
excited
control.
for just like the anticipation on next gen games, possibly on the PlayStation. And then when you see it's like, you know, we're highlighting a game that we've highlighted multiple times. I'm like, okay, like.
No, fair enough. Let's get King is ready. He's dancing, he's twirling. There's something he has to say about this state of play. So King, the floor is yours. You clearly have a lot to say.
You might as well.
well.
Real quick,
you.
King, real quick. Cog, you might as well just double click his name so our laughing don't go over his rant.
No, he's about to go. Continue.
Yeah, so. Same energy, people. Same energy, people. I remember Microsoft coming out, being very clear with what they were doing. We have a third-party indie show that we are going to show you our wares. They did that. Y'all roasted them. Y'all went in.
Was that the gameplay one?
No, he talking about the third party.
Yes,
I know what he's talking
the
about.
The one that they roasted Microsoft for showing these games because they wanted bangers. I saw no bangers. The only banger was a Microsoft game. Shout out to Phil Dominus Maximus.
Here we go.
We're tweeting out right before.
That was pretty
Phil got messy. Phil got petty.
That was very petty.
He tweeted and he said, I can't wait for you guys to see what Arcane Studios doing and put Deathloop.
Yo, I didn't know that.
What we working on, and go buy it and give us money. Go buy it, because we know the best thing you about to see is our stuff. So shout out to you for going to a PlayStation event to see Microsoft stuff. Now, this is the best part about the whole thing. It was totally forgettable. No disrespect to any developer, any game that was there. I think the cadence was off. I thought it started off with a VR game, right? A VR game that we thought that they will be announcing the VR 2.
Correct.
That was a missed opportunity.
So
then that fell on deaf ears. So just like Dan said, am I supposed to go get my PlayStation to take it across
state lines?
Like he's dropping.
They're trying to kill that game, man. I don't understand.
It was. I've never got more delight in watching everybody having to manage their money. Now, this is a difference between when I watch an Xbox event. And I don't care what y'all say. It's about state of play. It's about war. So, and this is war. This is war. This is how you win the war. When you have the CEOs and everybody come out and they're telling you what we're going to have available. The key points in the Microsoft show is we have 30 games, 27 of them is going to be in Game Pass. If you happen to have Game Pass, then enjoy the show.
Right.
I have to watch the state of play with discerning eyes on where I'm going to put my money.
Is this because of the lack of Game Pass, or is this what we doing?
That's not my issue. That's their issue. That's a their issue. Okay, that's a them.
That's a them.
All right. So you have PlayStation Now, and none of these games, except for one game I heard was going to be released in PlayStation Now. So that you made me say, if I wanted to see this game, I can have PlayStation Now, so I can partake in this game to check it out. It's a missed opportunity to have all these wonderful indie games that were shown that was not inside PlayStation Now. If you want to prop up that your services, this is your services. It's in your store. Right. It's on your console. It's at your show. But I have to sit there and figure out where I'm going to spend my money and how. This is coming from an individual that watched Disney Plus this week and decided to pay $29.95 for the benefit of the family.
Right.
I saw no benefit for the family in watching this show.
I think the issue with that is like Microsoft's okay with spending that type of money to get those games on their service, and I just don't think Sony is.
That's a Sony problem.
I know I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just like I think that's mainly where that's at.
It's like a mindset. It's
like Microsoft has no problem spending.
It's not a mindset. It's taking you for granted. Microsoft is in a position of second place. Let's be real.
Right.
They're clawing, they're fighting, they're jumping at the kid in the back of the room that's waving his hand. He wants, he has the answer.
Right.
But they're always calling on the guy in the front. He's doing his best. He's studying. He's working hard. He's trying to get to that one. He wants your attention. The other one is taking you for granted.
So you
putting out a show that you're going to watch and you're going to say, well, I'm going to buy 2 or 3 of those games. I'm going to spend my bucks, but they're not going the extra mile to get you.
Right.
Right. So when I watch it, I'm watching it with discerning eyes on what I have to pay for and what I'm going to pay for. I'm not paying for anything there. And the best part about it is the most important game that I would have spent money on is a Microsoft game that I know when that exclusive time is up, it's coming in Game Pass, and I don't have to worry.
So let me ask you this.
That's what I took away.
Just to double down. So in your opinion, the show would have had more value for the indie stuff if they would have packaged or say a lot more of them included into the PlayStation Plus service. Would that have made it more attractive to you?
If they would have said, and this would have been a reason for me to get PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
Or PlayStation Now, or whatever service that you have on your console.
Right.
We're going to show you 13 games. Out of these 13 games, 12 of them will be inside PlayStation Now, PlayStation Plus. What? Are you serious?
I gotta agree with them. Like that the thing is like I get that people have the mindset, and it's okay to like look like, you know, PlayStation. They're like, well, PlayStation's not Microsoft, and it's like, look, I understand that, but it's like at the end of the day, we can't act like Microsoft's not doing the things they're doing, and and like we should encourage some form of competition with Now.
No, I get it. I get it.
No, I'm referring to the people that say we don't need these games in PlayStation Now. We need to buy these games.
Oh, right.
And my thing,
I want the option to get them in a service. I don't care.
And my thing is like, look, like just because, you know, things are fine with PlayStation.
Right.
A lot of you know, the people, you know, on social media and stuff, they have that like that mindset. That's how it's always going to be, and it's just like no, like. Right now, I feel like it's a little bit of like a reverse thing that happened in 2013. It's like, you know, that Microsoft came off of a good 360 generation. That's why Call of Duty was still with Microsoft at that time.
Right.
And then, you know, Microsoft had that time at the beginning to really get stuff together. So that way, a few years from then, when Sony started launching stuff, it would be a little bit more even, but Microsoft didn't do none of that.
Right.
Yeah. They stayed coasting down the road, and then when Sony got those quote unquote bangers up and running, it was just like the road just was like this.
No,
like,
I mean, listen, you guys are making valid points. I do understand where King is going with the value proposition if those games were announced in the service, because then it makes it more attractive. But I just think it's two different philosophies. I think their philosophy is, you know, our games are quality or whatever. We can rely on this, you know, track record of quality, and they're holding on to that, right?
I feel like they could do that fine, but it's just like, I mean, we can't sit here and act like every game that was shown at that State of Play was fire.
Oh no, absolutely. And to your point, and King's point, it's like, you know, King's looking at those games as like, look, you know, I don't know if I'm buying all that, but if they would have had a service like a Game Pass, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, okay, now what's King's word? You allow me to partake. King's word is partake. Like he about, you know, experiment. Now I'll give it a shot. I would have another would give it a shot. I guess so, but then I'll give it.
I really do think, like to King's point, I really do think that even if you don't, you're still resistant to the idea of first party bangers, day and date or whatever.
Right.
You know,
the indies is different.
Yeah, the indies are different. If you give me a PlayStation Indies initiative that's more of a service,
right?
I think in a lot of ways you rectify these issues that indies are having with PlayStation in terms of discoverability. And if you create an initiative specifically for indies where the focus is on them and these games could be brought to the forefront,
sounds like Playcrafting.
Yeah, there's a way to discover these games.
Talk your talk, dude.
And but it makes 100% sense. And that way you have your Game Pass ish thing that's not, you know, that it's smaller. But at the same time, you are doing a lot of great work to bring these indies to the forefront. And I think you do rectify a lot of these issues that these individual small developers are having with PlayStation.
I think the thing about that is we've seen that. I don't know if that's I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not like a fly on the wall over there, but I don't think that's like their mindset anymore. I think their mindset is we're going to build our internal studios. We're going to focus on the highest quality games.
Yeah, that's what I think. I agree. I think their mindset is different.
And you know, we're going to attempt to do, you know, the indies and the. I feel like they still have a huge, you know, presence in terms of third party stuff, but as far as like I feel like their mindset is if you're not making us an X amount of dollar or more, we don't care. Like it's kind of like that meme of that dude that's on the sports network. It's like we don't care. Like,
it just depends on how they feel about your game. Like this is now what the third time we've seen Sifu,
right?
And then the other games that, you know, you see them in a sizzle reel and never see them again. And all of a sudden they're out. And to find them, you have to know what the game's name is and type it into the PSN store, and maybe it comes up.
Yeah, Colin mentioned that. Real quick, Luca, before I go, do you agree with King as far as the Sony indies? You know, should they be in should they work with them to put them more in a service like PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Now, or you feel Sony's fine with the way they're doing things currently?
Right, you said Luca, right?
Yeah, Luca, the lady.
Okay, just making sure. I think that Sony is going to do whatever it is that they feel is best for themselves. Now, what that is exactly, we don't know yet, because they are very much marching to the beat of their own drum, and they're going about things differently than a lot of people would expect. And I think on whether or not that's actually going to work, only time can tell. You know, there's been some indie devs who've spoken out about certain things that PlayStation has done, subtly, of course. And there's others who really support the platform and are happy with what they're getting from them. So I don't know if these games are going to show up in PS Now. I don't think Sony is concerned about PS Now as it stands right now. I think they're going to eventually start working on that particular infrastructure, but as it stands, their focus is on putting their games on PC.
Right.
That's what it seems like. And everything else is just kind of in the background right now.
My heart.
Shout out to King's favorite.
Shout out to King's favorite studio, Nixus, the PC part. But let me get him started. Let me forget my poor balls on. I got to get Dan out on time. You know, look. At the end of the day, I hear where you're coming, King. I think that is something. The cool thing about competition is that if Xbox continues to do what they're doing with the ID at Xbox program, with some of these games being afforded in the Game Pass, obviously we had studios like Unto the End here on Island's podcast, a small development studio, just a husband and a wife team. You know, it went through kind of development hell for a while. It went away. I found them, resurfaced, and then come to find out they were able to get this amazing Game Pass deal to get themselves and get over the finish line with their way their deal was structured to get the money up front. And the visibility on the storefront. That is huge, where you are literally, your game is right next to the Gears of Wars, the Halos and all that. When you open, that is huge for an indie. So that's what the hope is as far as them. And like I said, shout out to Liam and all, you know, the outcries from the development community on that side. And hopefully Sony can change that process. As far as the show, look, I'm an indie guy, so I actually like some of the show. You know what I'm saying? I actually did. Like, I thought Tales of Midgard was fire. Like,
what was you buying?
I'm probably buying Tales of Seafood. I'm buying day one. Don't come for me. You know, I see what you're doing. Seafood, I'm buying. Seafood is my most anticipated. That is Channel 5 martial arts. That is day one. It's sad that it's delayed to 2022, but I love.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah, I gotta wait.
I feel like we're gonna have to start having people check.
Oh no, you could do whatever. Yes, you could check.
Well, let's. You know, we need.
I am copying. Literally, that's probably like my most anticipated game of the year outside of Halo Infinite. I'm gonna be 1,000 on that.
You know what we need to do? We need to go back on that last Sony conference, because there was a couple there. That's day one. And we need to see if he picked those up.
I did. I picked up that joint. I picked up the path list.
He's gonna get
Seafood. Y'all know me. That Run Shaw, Channel 5, martial arts, tight corridor. And then the mechanic when you die and then you age and you become like a man, like that speaks to the ninja. That's the game of ninja right there. I'm all in day one. The Tribes of Midgard look hot. It was like 10-player co-op.
It was one game that had me in it.
I know what game you talking about.
Me in different iterations.
They had disco version of you. Yeah, bro, that game.
It aged me. It literally shows multiple aspects of myself there. Shout out to NeoSpark for putting that up, which I found absolutely hilarious.
Shout out to Spark.
Yo, and I'm sitting there, and they look over and they like, yo, did you just see what I just saw?
Yo, it literally looked like
so much fun.
you. So much fun. But yeah, like I said, I like that it was the Norse mythology joint, 10-player, the co-op. I like the customization. I like the bosses. You were fighting over the door, looking at creatures.
$70?
Why we don't know, kid.
We not gonna act like
everything is $70.
We not gonna act like they ain't the $70 team. We're not gonna act like that. Like, we gonna act like we gonna keep the truth. Tell the truth and shade it.
No, if it's $70, I don't know. Yeah, if it's 70, I don't know if I'm paying 70. On Tribes. No, on tribes. Seafood could be $80. I'm getting it.
I will agree with King that's normally we're used to games a lot of that on that caliber and be like $20-$30, but I do feel like because they've done the raise in prices by $10. If it was going to be a 30 this gen, it's probably going to be a $40 game next gen.
Be 70.
It's not going to be 70. You want to do a bend the knee for $70?
Nah, I ain't got to do nothing.
So now you ain't a mad at your convention. Okay, I got
what it is. You know what it is? I don't know if it's only 2 boys. Right? So see, the fact that you don't know how many levels, what's up with that, it could be one arena. And they're like $49.95.
I feel
one
that.
arena.
I feel that.
And then come behind 2 weeks later for season pass for $29.95. Even out.
No,
so
fair
I'm
enough.
not
Fair
gonna
enough.
do that with them.
Fair enough. But just to conclude, that looked good. Like I said, Charles Big Art provided the price is not 70. I will get it. Right. Seafood doesn't matter. The price. I'm sorry, Fonz. Seafood, it does not matter. I am getting that game. That game is fire. That speaks to me. I'm getting it. So and Deathloop looked more impressive. But to Solve's point and King's point, and I'm like, fire, but I know that's coming to Game Pass.
Oh, that's the thing, though. There was some sort of speculation that game is straight up exclusive.
Yeah, well, now that y'all said Phil done jumped out on Front Street and said, once Phil said that, I'm like, oh, I could just wait and get that for free $99.
I know. I think they're already reporting that it's a year exclusive.
Yeah, 1 year exclusive. Yeah. Nah, it is what it is. Fonz said, don't say 80. He might be listening.
This is one of those titles. They're not going to come in the back door and tell we want to extend the exclusivity.
No.
Because you're gonna.
That's not gonna happen.
That's because Microsoft gonna laugh. They're gonna walk out the door.
Listen,
it's not the Square Enix thing. They can't get away with it.
At
the door will be closed in your face.
At the end of the day, for indies, I can understand people's disappointment wanting the bigger titles. I can totally understand if they gave a low score. Respect, for me, I do like the indie, so I thought there was some joints that was good, and that's pretty much what I got.
You weren't a fan of Fist?
No, I'm good.
I thought it's like I said, I thought it was a decent show. Yeah. Like I thought it was entertaining for the most part.
I want the same energy,
but it is the same. Like it's like I said, like this isn't the one that we expected though.
Like,
right. Okay, but this is the one you got. This is the one you got.
And I get that, and that's what I said. I brought that up, King. We're not gonna act like I didn't bring that up.
See, everybody.
You're talking to me, King.
No, but I'm telling you, people are missing the point.
What's the point?
They're missing the point. The reason why Sony wasn't at E3, the reason why they were not there, the reason why they were not competing, the reason why they didn't have a show, because they don't have games.
Yeah, I'm low-key I don't want to...
Time to end the show.
Time to end the show. Yeah. Let's get Dad out of here.
Real quick before that happens.
Let's
usher Dad out the room. Then we can continue this. Let me get Dad out on time. I gotta get there. We got him late, bro.
Yeah, he's
Lord Dan, an absolute pleasure. The legendary Dan Butchko of Playcrafting, Play NYC coming soon. Where can people find you? Give them as much information about this amazing program you got going on.
For sure. So you can follow all things Playcrafting at just playcrafting.com. If you want to head over to Play NYC, whether it's in person or tune in to the stream throughout the weekend, it's play-nyc.com. So play-nyc.com. And yeah, follow me on Twitter. It's at Dan Butchko, DanButchko, and at Playcrafting. So we have a lot of stuff coming up this summer, and Play NYC is really going to be an awesome special time. So if you can make it in person, we'd love to see you there. If not, make sure you tune in online for the stream for the 2 days.
Nice, absolutely.
Keep in mind for
nice
people.
Meeting you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too. You too.
Likewise.
Keep in mind for people that's never been to an event, this is a really good event that it's not going to be extremely crowded because they're still building up their brand, and you can have a good time, play some games, and it'll be a good first entry for a lot of people that's never been to an event. Because I ain't gonna lie, if I've never been to an event, going to like an E3 or something, I'd be intimidated. There's thousands of people walking everywhere. Like,
no doubt, Dan Jobber. Yo, shout out to Hip Hop Gamer in the chat. The Lords, let's go, my man Dan Butchko on here. Fire. Love
Hip Hop Gamer.
Yes, hip hop is in the building. You're getting a lot of love. The fans, again, the realm really love the knowledge, the gems you were dropping on the indie game scene, the development side. I love what you're doing, the promotion of it. I love that New York talk, keeping helping us in the conversation, bringing
Sure.
these conventions and making it eventually one of the meccas of gaming so that it's synonymous. We ain't got to go to the West Coast all the time.
That's right.
We can
We're
keep
on
it
our way.
Exactly.
All we need is that Rockstar to announce GTA 6 at
Oh,
Play
at
NYC.
Play NYC. There we go, Rockstar. You know what to
Let's
do.
make it happen.
You know what
Let's
to
make it
do.
happen.
We're working our way there. We'll get there.
No doubt. Lord King, Lord Dan, everybody give this salutations to Dan.
Skyward Sword on the 16th, brother.
Yes. Everybody go get Skyward Sword, and you have to play it the way it was intended to be played. Split up those Joy-Cons, no pro controllers. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's right.
Solve your salutations to Lord Dan for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for August. I love Play NYC. That first event was just amazing. I love the intimacy of it. I love the fact that it's just so much New York love, like Cog says, because we don't get that on this side. And just I'm excited to be a part of seeing it continue to grow.
No doubt. August 7th.
So excited you'll be there.
Yeah, August 7th.
And we with the bearded brothers. I don't know what we're gonna do with Cog. We're gonna have to like get some like
we
on beard.
Get a prosthetic.
Look good, Dan. Enjoy your day, brother. I will see you August 7th, right? August 7th.
August 7th and 8th.
Yeah,
Yep. We got 4 weeks.
We will definitely be there on the 7th, and it will be fun to cover the event and see you in your element once again. Enjoy your Sunday, brother. Have a good one. We got super chats and more messages to do, so I'm trying to get you out before the trouble starts.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm about to go in.
Have at it. Gloves off. I'm out the door. Gloves off.
Have a good one, dude.
Thank you, everybody. Talk to you later.
Bye,
No
man.
doubt. So
Now I can be.
yes, now y'all can be messy because y'all clearly want to be messy. So
Wait,
Lord,
real quick.
what's up?
I just want to ask. So this was the first event that we've gotten from PlayStation, right? Since
Yes. Oh, here we go. Let's get it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I can understand that then. Like, PlayStation
Oh my
insiders.
God.
Wait. No. I mean, I can understand where you're coming from, King. PlayStation insiders don't exist, obviously, because I was hearing a lot. of things that were supposed to be at this State of Play, and it ended up being an indie show. So.
I know that this
God of War.
I know
You're gonna get all types of things.
I know that this isn't probably the case,
Uh-huh.
but it's just like, man, we damn near in the middle of July. Like,
Yeah.
I'm low-key starting to feel like they might not be a show for
Well, the rumor is there's supposed to be one
August.
more.
There's always rumors. the rumor is, let's go with the facts. The facts is y'all showed up lacking, son. like lacking. Y'all showed up to a shootout with a butter knife. And y'all thought, how you gonna show up with your biggest gun is us?
Definitely.
How you gonna have the showcase is gonna be wrapped around Deathloop? Is that a Microsoft game? Huh?
You messy. So you don't think there's no chance they can do another one with Horizon and God of War?
Oh man, nobody cares about the Horizon. We already saw that. Stop showing us the same stuff.
Just to clarify though, if it does, people gonna be on your ass.
Oh
right?
yeah, they gonna be on them.
Listen, I don't care what they come for. You can come for anything. It still ain't gonna be better than Microsoft show. I don't care what you can show God of War all you want. You ain't gonna get it now. So you can be like, yeah, God of War is coming. I don't know, but
so you implying that there's still nothing to show that
they don't have no game. They don't have no. The only game they got is Deathloop. That's our game.
So hold on.
So are you implying that the real they got no games narrative should apply to Sony? Is this what we doing?
Them. Who else is it? That's them.
Yo, I mean, look, we laugh, but it could be true. Like,
Microsoft has so many games. They did multiple shows during the week. You knew when they did their show. You know how confident they was when they came out and they told you we got 30 games.
So I put another poll in the chat. Is King right?
Yeah, yes, King right. Yeah, yes or no? Is King right that the people who have no games are Sony this year? Is King right? Please vote. It's a live poll. We're doing new stuff.
Sony don't have no game. What do you need to see? You gonna say Horizon coming out? You don't even know what's coming out this year. You don't know. But we know what's coming. That big bad Halo coming.
Oh yeah.
Check it out. They removed the barrier.
King is always right. No poll needed.
Shout out to
I've been
movie.
telling y'all the facts for a minute. If they keep on postponing stuff, you keep on listening to these insiders. The insider has said that we will.
Luca said we should trust these insiders.
I definitely didn't say that.
But Luca, I should be listening to all. They said I'm gonna get a Switch Pro. They said all these games is dropping for Sony this year. I should be listening to them, right?
No. Like I don't listen. When will PlayStation insiders be right? I don't know when. It's not this year. It wasn't last year. It wasn't the year before that. So I don't know what's going on. Like whenever I hear these rumors, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay.
You know what's funny is I made a lot of people mad because I was like, Dilla out here doing more inside for PlayStation.
He predicted
the PlayStation insiders. And what's funny is shout out to BG BMS, he's the user, and he was like, he's like, what when that ghost thing came up? He's like, where was these PlayStation insiders when this was announced? Like,
look, Jake, I'm just surprised you going hard. You going real hard at him, man.
You're surprised?
No, I am. I didn't expect this from the indie showcase.
You know what I told these dudes? I told these dudes what's gonna happen to Sony, and y'all like, nah. Y'all are sitting in a room full of fire, talking about it's okay.
You mean to me?
We go. God of War gonna come. Yo, what if it's whack? Like,
now that's what we doing.
Whack? What if and don't tell me that it's not cross-gen, because it is.
Yeah.
So don't tell me it can only be done on PlayStation 5.
They already said it's cross-gen. You know, I was talking to King about this, and like I'm kind of like, I wasn't there with him a couple months ago when he was talking about this, but now that we see the Ghosts, but they're doing their, they're doing their
the director's cut phase.
No, not that. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that now that we see with the Last of Us, where they did the one where it was with her after the original Last of Us game. Right. We seen with Horizon Zero Dawn with the ice one, whatever that is, and now we're seeing Miles Spider-Man that you saw. That was in a standalone expansion after the original Spider-Man, and now we're seeing it with Ghost, where this another one is after, and it's in standalone. Well, I don't know if that one's a standalone game, but you know, I'm starting to think he might be on to something.
Oh, King might be on. We turn it around to the prophet.
That Ragnarok might be like a standalone expansion. It's not a full blown sequel. Like,
so all right. So are we implying that? Oh God, here he go. So are we implying that the lack of games is going to go into this either director's cut mode and DLC, like a Miles Morales kind of mode, where like,
and it might. You know, I hope I'm wrong. I really do, because I really do want a good experience of a God, and it will still be a good experience. I enjoyed Miles, but people want Spider-Man 2 more than they wanted Miles. Right. So, you know, I hope that that's not the case, but I mean, we can't say that that's not the pattern. Like, we saw Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man entry was like a standalone experience. It wasn't like a next.
True, but we did get Returnal and we did get Ratchet this year. We got
Broke Turnal. Don't act like that game didn't come in really hot. It came in so hot.
Those games, like,
shut your system off.
I'll give you Ratchet.
Ratchet is
wait.
You don't even want to get
Ratchet now. Come on now.
I told y'all Ratchet was a glorified pull button. And what it turned out to be, it was a glorified pull aboard close button. So when the game comes out on PC, because it is, shout out to Nexus.
Nexus, really your people. Yeah, shout out to Nexus, the PC
part. I respect your work.
I can't wait for y'all to get that Ratchet over, please, expeditiously. Because y'all think this SSD is something and it's not. So y'all think, it can't be done on the PlayStation 4. It will be. So y'all believe in generations. You don't.
Do you think that if that is the case, that's going to be a huge issue? Like,
it's a huge issue for the people that believe.
I mean, if the game is good, the game's good. People aren't going to care if it's like a sequel or not. Yeah. But I do think, you know, people expected that true Spider-Man sequel, and people expected.
But it's still selling. We talking all this talk,
still selling,
but all these games are selling hot. You know
I think Ragnarok's going to be a sequel.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a sequel. Now the thing is, if it comes out next year, we're talking about 4 years removed from the launch of the original one, right?
But
4 years built on the same engine. Can you make a game that is as big in scope as the first one? I think you can if it's the same engine. Obviously, it's cross-gen, so that's a possibility.
3.5 hours.
The thing that I will say,
they're gonna give you Asgard. There you go.
The thing that I will say though is like, this isn't like standard development time. They had probably a year and a half,
right? And then you have
2 years of COVID,
right? Like, yeah, that's true.
So like, this isn't standard thing.
And I've always felt like they changed the game as a result of COVID, or it just take longer to make it.
I'm saying that, you know, it's not 100%, but there is a possibility. This is like kind of a Miles Morales standpoint, or the new Ghost thing. Like, and I'm not saying that that's 100% right, because that's clearly not the case. I am saying that. Look, like,
saying it.
If you look at it from the standpoint, they said the game was coming out this year. Regardless if we all was like they're full of it, they still said it was coming out this year.
True.
So whether or not can I speak?
No, I'm in the background. I'm just chiming in.
He's just providing commentary.
Yeah, he's providing context and commentary.
You don't got to worry about me.
Regardless how they perceived it, they still announced it. So you know, maybe that was something they just threw at the end of a state of play for more of a hype scenario, or maybe the game was actually supposed to come out this year.
Right.
And then if the game was supposed to come out this year, that's like, when did 2018? That's a little bit of time, but like, with the COVID thing happening, like, I personally feel like if it's a sequel, game's not coming out to 2023. I don't think it is. Because I personally feel like that, and it's like I said, I have been thinking about this forever. I've always thought that Ragnarok was a not next gen, but an actual true sequel. But after seeing the Ghost of Tsushima thing, and that's not even that old. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they rebranded the game.
But the Ghost thing isn't at all standalone, right? It's part of it.
It's not a standalone.
They forcing you about it.
They're low key making it a standalone. They're like, the only way I mean, I guess that's not true, because you could buy it on the PlayStation.
You could buy it on a PlayStation 4.
But I mean, you know what? King's full of it.
You turned the conclusion you come to. You came to your senses.
I'm pulling it back. Like, but I will say that, you know, I don't think the game's coming out next year. I don't. I think because of COVID, it was originally supposed to come out next year. But because of COVID, because I personally feel like they threw out, and that's another thing. Absolutely no one called them out that they literally went out there and lied about a release date to generate hype.
Oh, no, about the God of War first. They first said, like they said Ragnarok. Everybody did roll their eyes like, yeah, they coming out.
Just like they said, we believe in generations to generate hype.
I didn't know that Ragnarok put out a release date.
Yeah, they said 2021.
They said 2021.
When they first announced it, they said 2021.
They said 2021. Yeah. They did, and they had the JPEG. Yeah,
they wanted people to go out and buy PlayStation 5s. And they wanted to gouge the public, and they like, yeah.
And I personally
said after that, it's coming to the PlayStation 4.
I just personally felt like if that was Microsoft, a lot more people would, like, let's say Microsoft did that with, let's give an example, Hellblade coming out in 2021. They never gave a release date. If that happened and that was just delayed out of it, and we knew, I think a lot of people were like, the moment that game got delayed out of 2021, hey, Addict, I think there's something wrong with Ninja Theory over there. Like, why are they delaying the game? Like, like, I mean, but I felt like when it came to Sony doing it, they're like, oh, it's, you know, we didn't expect it.
We've talked about the double.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Like the double standard, it really does exist. I think there's a Sony bump, there's a Nintendo bump, and Xbox really does have to. Xbox has to be exemplary all the time.
I think that we need to really start bringing up this, and I know, you know, people might disagree with this. We need to stop this mentality. Sony makes great games; they can do whatever they want.
Oh, I know you're going, because you've had that conversation.
I see that so many times. Sony does whatever they want because they make good games.
The games are fire.
We
can absolve them from everything else and deceptive practices.
No, I mean, you have all this energy for Sony, but none for Nintendo.
No.
It's because we accept the fraudery.
Let's get to it, Luca. Explain to me where the energy is different. Let's get to it.
Let's go.
Because you're all like, well, you know, we don't actually expect much from Nintendo. I mean, I bought the Switch.
Thing is, though,
hold on. I bought the Switch in order to play some good games. You know, I don't expect any power or anything like that. You know, it's all good, man. You know, like,
it's all good, man.
It's all Gucci. But like, how dare these ponies they're saying it's okay for PlayStation to release these games and to lie to us.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Oh, here we go.
So first off, I've always stated that I've bought these for this and that for that. I bought the Switch for its first party title. I bought the PlayStation for its first party title. For the most part, is Switch going out there lying to their consumers, or is it the actual fan base hyping up?
Oh yeah, Switch Inside
creating rumors for their stuff?
Yeah, that's
I have stated from the beginning, I did not believe the 4K device.
yeah, he did. He did.
So when
you wasn't with me on the DLSS.
And I've stated multiple times, even in this podcast, I have zero expectation for Sony. I mean, for Nintendo. But when it comes to PlayStation, they make great games. That's one thing. But it's just like, we can't just like ignore the fact that they're lying to people. They're false advertising stuff. And every time something's brought up, yo, they make bangers though.
I definitely like they're definitely lying. Well, I don't think the God of War Ragnarok teaser, I don't think that was intended to be a lie. I think the vid situation happened and they had to push it back. And now that I know that they actually put out a release date, I mean, maybe y'all have a point about it not being a full sequel. But it's like, yeah, you know, I guess Jim Ryan is a liar.
The thing is, Luca, like when they announced God of War Ragnarok, that was leading up to the launch of PS5. So we were in the middle of the pandemic, and they knew that game wasn't coming out. Right?
Let's be real here. That like people can say what they want. That God of War thing is one of the key reasons that entire showcase was even good. Like it had good announcements, but that God of War thing is that people were like, "Yo, I'm good now. Let's go." Like,
it was selected.
But it was just a logo too. Like again, it's hype. It was a JPEG and it's hype, and it's just that thing where it's like, okay, we give them that one more thing. They did it with Metro Prime 4, like all that stuff. Like
even Nintendo's done it. Nintendo, we gotta give Nintendo. We still waiting on that Metro.
Nintendo does is they put it up, but they don't give a date and they just walk out the room.
True. The date, you're right.
They put it up. They said, and it's out in 2021. You said,
and to Luca's point, right? Why does Nintendo not get the same smoke? Is because of that direct competition between PlayStation and Xbox, right? Nintendo's it's messed up to say they really are in their own lane, and no matter what they do, like if you don't want to engage with them, you don't have to, and they 100% don't affect what PlayStation does or Xbox does, and vice versa. It's like that.
I feel like that. Let me just interrupt you real quick. I feel like that's the key thing. You know, people expect a certain thing when it comes to quality in terms of PlayStation games, so they get that hype, that generated hype. People expect certain things from Xbox that, you know, in a lot of cases they haven't delivered in a while in terms of their quality of their games. So people give them that heat. But when it comes to Nintendo, no one really expects anything from Nintendo. Like we can just be real. Like we're happy if we get an online feature,
which is really sad.
And it is sad, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like I've always said, like, you know, voice your opinion, but if they got you, they got you.
Look, it happened after the GameCube. Now, I hear everybody, and I remember the last time Nintendo competed. The last time they competed, the reason why everybody can go back to the GameCube and say the GameCube was a real shining moment because they stepped up to the plate with their third party. They stepped up to the plate with their first party. They stepped
with
up to
power
the hardware. They stepped up to that Power PC. Remember that? That was a game changer. They really went all out with that console, and the fact that console did not beat the PlayStation 2 or the 360 or the Xbox, or
they went away from that.
They were going up against. They said, you know, that's when the Wii came out,
right?
And that's when they went away from power and they went towards the gimmicky side of things and trying to get back to the nature of who they are. At that moment, they lowered our expectations for whatever they were going to produce forward.
So I mean, they tried the gimmicky stuff on the GameCube with the little discs and stuff. They've always been about
that was just to combat bootlegging.
Good point.
That was a huge thing to combat.
Bootlegging was big back then. With CDs.
And they was trying to stop it. And Nintendo has always been on the forefront.
Allegedly.
Nintendo's always been on the forefront on stopping piracy. They have been.
They don't like you in
from the beginning. They was like, you gonna buy our stuff straight up. But to Addict's point, he started gaming in this era, in that time, and he's seen that how they went down to the lower expectations of the hardware itself.
Right.
Now to give you a Switch.
See, I'm used to Nintendo with power, with the Super NES and Mode 7, and like they're out of that. Like they've shown enough evidence that they don't care about that.
They won that one war, and they're like, you know what? That's it. I can't. Financially,
I feel like the
it's
reason
not cost effective for them to battle people with the, and that alluded to it. That demographic is not us.
Yes, the kids don't care about that. Facts. No, you're right. You're right. And to their point, they're winning. I just want to backtrack to one thing that Addict said that I do want to talk about, which is, you know, because a company or platform makes quality games, which we love, right? We want our company to do that. I do agree with Addict that does not absolve bad and treacherous business practices or deception. That's the thing I don't like. I don't like, well, the games are fire. So what? They lied to me about that. But the games are fire. You know what I'm saying? So what? They said this about Generations, but the games are fire. So what? They're going to maybe charge me for a feature that most other people unlock or whatever. The games are fire. So what? We're going to, you know, we're going to promise hundreds of shows, but the games are fire, right?
Sony sees this
that's
stuff.
The thing I just say we have to be careful of as gamers. I understand it is about the games, but at the end of the day, it's okay to say, look, I love Ghost of Tsushima. I love these games. I'm going to pick it up and support, but I don't necessarily agree with this practice. I don't necessarily agree with you saying that these games are, you know, we believe in Generations, and then we come to find out later through a blog post, right, that always coming to the PS4 too. And it's, you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. It's just, I just want more accountability. You can love Sony. It's all good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just accountability. Like, yo, that's not it. That right there ain't it, fam. You know what I'm saying?
You could go back.
I'm going to buy, but that part ain't it. That's all.
You could go back. You can look at us attacking Microsoft for them raising the Xbox Gold membership.
We was owing them.
Understand that thought process.
Bro.
It's like you know, we obviously Nintendo. You know, I've never been the kind of person. I've always been the first party person with them. I don't really care what Nintendo does, and for the most part, I don't even play a lot of their games. But a couple of their games I do enjoy, like the Zelda games, and it's like I said last week with the Ghost of Tsushima. I think that's completely bogus.
Right.
But if you love Ghost of Tsushima, you don't have to eat that.
Right. And the other one other point that I see, another thing is I'm tired of whataboutism. Right. If your platform does something that is bad, but they did this. Stop
pointing
talking
the finger
about
elsewhere.
somebody. Just say, yo, fam, you right. That ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
What about it?
Yeah, I'm tired of what about. You notice when you tell somebody about their favorite platform,
there's a lot of buck passes.
Yeah, it's like the first thing they want to talk about is, yo, but they did. All right,
what
fam. Just let's address this first. Is this right or is this wrong?
Yeah,
Answer the question.
That's a really good point there.
You know what I'm saying? It's always. Go ahead, Luca. Go ahead, talk your talk.
Listen, my thing is, and I'm going to bring it back to Nintendo once again. Because we are existing in this space that we're in which the console war consists primarily of PlayStation versus Xbox.
Right.
Everyone gives Nintendo a pass, and it's like, well, I mean, you know, it's Nintendo. Nintendo's just going to do whatever they want to do. And then no one ever says anything like, actually, this is what they're doing isn't right. Just because you don't actually care about what Nintendo is doing doesn't mean it's okay. Right. Like for me personally, I'm like, you know, I will be the first person to rag on anything Nintendo's doing. I love it. I do the same thing with Xbox and PlayStation. Just because I personally am like not highly invested in the Switch ecosystem, and I have a Switch. Don't get me wrong, but doesn't mean I'm just going to give Nintendo a pass for whatever it is they're doing because they're not Microsoft and they're not PlayStation. It doesn't work like that for me, you know. And I really just think that the reason people in our community give them a pass is because they're not Xbox and they're not PlayStation.
Right.
So they just can do whatever they want, and everyone's like, "Ooh, it's Nintendo, and Nintendo can do whatever." And ooh, Nintendo, their games are great, but you know,
the games are fire.
The standard doesn't apply for anyone else because it's Nintendo. And I'm just like, I don't care that it's Nintendo and they're not on the same level as PlayStation and Xbox when it comes to this console war in your mind or in their minds. What they're doing is still wrong. They are still a shady corporation.
That's all we're saying. Let's just call it out. That's all
Nintendo, honestly, Nintendo is the worst of the three.
They are the worst.
They are.
By far.
The remasters,
They don't even pretend to act like they listen to you. Like they don't. Like at least PlayStation kind of make. I mean, Jim Ryan comes out there, right? Shows his face. Like they, Nintendo will give you a direct that you cannot respond to. There are no QAs after the directs, right? There's none of this. So they are the absolute 100% worst. And the thing about it is,
the funny thing is the PlayStation and the Nintendo, they're the leading platforms. They're the worst about it.
That's what it is. It's
the worst about it. Yeah, it is very much enabling. And I just think for Nintendo, when it comes to the power narrative, I understand your guys' beef with like the quality of life stuff, the internet stuff. That's all.
That matters. A boot on their neck. I'm never gonna get off
100%.
Nintendo with that. That's ridiculous.
Now, when it comes to the power narrative stuff, I just really do think and we've seen it in the past.
Yeah.
I don't think the market can support 3 systems that kind of do the same thing.
No, I get it. We understand. Yeah, I know where you're going.
Bro, all I want is 60 frames.
I know. 100%.
I don't even care.
And it's funny.
Luca,
I include that in quality of life. I include that in quality of life.
4K, big dog.
I don't want that either.
All right, I just need stable frame rates.
I honestly include that in quality of life. Like 60 FPS at this point. But here's the thing.
Baseline. I don't even care about that no more. I gave up on that. You know what I want to do? When Luca jump online, I want to say hi, Luca, to a message. That's all I want to do. My joint is a glorified stalker.
Let me get that 15-digit number.
Yeah, like it's a glorified stalker. Oh, yo, King jumped online today.
And that's it.
That's it. Kid message, kid party chat. Kid, I just see, you was on 8 hours ago. I know what you did last night. That's all it is.
It's a tracking device.
Yeah.
The vaccinated system.
Then I shouldn't get 2 cups of the string that I got to do this with my phone and all this. Anyway, it is what it is.
And it is what it is. And the funny thing is, like, we always talk about, hey, consumers.
You're going to buy their next product.
Yeah. We always say, hey, speak with your wallet. And we don't do it. We don't do it.
And I see you on the 16th buying Skyward.
No doubt.
And the enabling continues.
Again.
It is what it is.
I'm going in.
Let's wrap. We going crazy. But let's get to Super Chats. Fantastic show. And before we get to Super Chats, Lady Luca, the legend of Scumcast, the amazing one. Good to have you back in the round, sis. It's been a minute.
Thanks for having me.
What's going on?
You guys are doing amazing things over here.
Like finishing raids with each other.
Yeah, like exactly.
Wow.
100%. Where's Kage? You know what's sick about this?
And wasn't that like one take hold? We went through like real easy, like wow, like just get it in, get it out, and we had stuff to do for the rest of the day.
I don't like this. I don't like y'all teaming though. I don't like that. I'm gonna break this up.
I hit up Kage, I'm like, hey, how's it going, brother? He's all like, Luca, come join the Iron Wars podcast clan. I'm like, oh, we're gonna play together, right? Right? We're gonna
crickets.
Listen,
I haven't seen Kage on since I joined the clan. So I don't know what's going on.
And I told her, I said, if you need anything at any point you see me on, is a go. No problem. And then she was there with Taz. We was like, let's get this raid going. Got my team. Let's go. Let's get it going. And it was more people that was inside our chat that was willing to jump in if anything went wrong. Is any spaces? No, we good, bro. We're gonna get this done here. Don't you worry about that. I will
be back. Let me settle in. Your boy had his Duke hat on for a little bit.
Oh, but her gamer skills. But I got her test.
She get busy.
No dying, no problem.
Listening in the raids, communication.
Oh, no problem.
That's what's up. Okay.
No, maybe good because I'm tired of doing like 2 jobs. So maybe everyone can do a job.
We got Big Taz in there too. Forte in there.
That's the whole thing. Like the whole thing is everybody was proficient at whatever job that they were given because it was a lot of people's first time in that raid, like myself at that point in time. She was doing it the first time, and we got called inside to go into because
I remember I got so
oh no, man.
I remember I got so annoyed one time that we were doing a raid with someone. I can't remember who it was, and they kept dying opening the portal, and I was like, I will call out the oracles and I will open the portal to hide somewhere.
Listen. When they explaining it to us, she could attest. I'm an idiot. So they explain, so you're gonna go through it, you gotta see this, you gotta do that. And I was like, I said, you heard that, Lucas? She's like, yeah. I said, sound good in theory.
That's that when they give bad information. You're like, yo, what am I
No, you
supposed to
giving
do?
me so much information. I'm like, okay.
I'll
It's
see.
like, yeah, I have no idea what you're saying, but all right, let's go ahead. me and King in here by ours. Like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we're just gonna try then. I don't know how this is gonna go. So,
And
but it
we
ended
did
up
it.
working out. I mean, we ended up
Got y'all
it
clear?
was a very
Oh, hell yeah.
successful.
No doubt.
And so yeah, I mean, great experience with the boys.
Salute.
Missing Cog. I don't know where he's been.
I'm
but
gonna get.
whatever.
I got
Anyway.
you, sis. I got you. I'm coming back.
All right. But yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at the AshenLuca. I have a YouTube channel called the AshenLuca, and we do a podcast called Scumcast, in which we discuss gaming in the first half, and then we do other stuff in the second half, like TV shows, movies, life stuff, whatever's going on. So,
What time?
lots
What
of
time
fun.
is that show, sis? What channel can we find it on?
Yes.
What time is it right now? It's a better question.
Okay, first of all, it's been on a consistent time for a year, sir. Thank
Ooh,
you.
so what they watching?
Lord Addict. Thank
Oh
you.
no, it's 8 o'clock right now. Like,
Right now it is 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes,
I just initially I changed it. Now the excuse I gave out for changing it. I was like, my panel's full of men who are married with kids. No, the truth is, I was getting my hair done, and I kept running late for the show. And I was
Salute
like,
to the priorities.
Let me
Taz
go
up in
ahead
the
and
building
change the
laughing.
time. What's good, Taz? But yeah, I was like, I'll go ahead and just change the time. It's fine. So it's 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern on my channel, which is the Ashen-Luca.
No doubt. Salute that panel. The panel kind of fine.
Yeah, the panel is amazing with slow-mo. Meta when he shows up every 6 months. All day. I haven't seen all day.
I ain't seen him in a minute.
I don't know where he is. He just had a baby.
Is
so
Forte on his
congrats to
5th
him.
podcast with that one too? What are you doing?
Well, technically speaking, Nautical's always been a member, but like since I had it at early time, he couldn't come through because he's at work. But now he shows up because he can. So he's Gaming Forte's on there, amazing guy. So shout out to those guys. They're all so much fun, and I think the show's very funny.
And
But
y'all got my boy Def, right? Def on there?
Yeah, Def Singer is
that's my dude.
recently become a member of the
He's
channel.
hilarious.
in the
That
show.
British
For those of you-
accent.
Great.
Yeah, for those of you that don't, he is the English person that's in our reaction.
Yeah, we always get Def is amazing to have a Luke. Also, we got to get you some more live reactions if you have time. If you're not doing it, or for yourself, for Skillcast as well. But it's good to have you back in the realm. The Ashen One, Lady
Yes,
Luca.
thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. Let's get these super chats and then let's roll, Saul.
Go if you're in there, hustle. Put her info in.
Yeah,
the
put her
chat.
info in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And Luca, you ain't got to stay. We got mad reading to do. You ain't got to stay around for this if you don't want to. But go ahead, Saul. You got everything caught up with the super
Hold
chats?
on a second. No, I was just scrolling back down. So give me a moment.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll go ahead and announce some stuff real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So I see you guys enjoyed the Sea of Thieves thing a lot. I wasn't referring to you, but okay, King enjoyed it too.
No, I'm saying they loved it.
They love
Oh, I
it.
thought you said I loved it.
No, they loved it.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and point out. I pointed it on the stream, but obviously, there's more people watching the actual podcast than there are that. How we're gonna do that, because that takes a lot out of us. We all have to come together, find a good time. So we're gonna put those live commentary community things with just all 4 lords. We're going to put those on a go tier. So right now, the people that subscribe to our Patreon, the people that are members of our YouTube channel, appreciate all of you guys, appreciate everyone for coming. But how we're going to do it is every time we get 15 new between both of those platforms, we'll do another community stream. Now there's been arguing among the lords on what game we're going to play. So I figured the good way of doing it is once we hit that goal of 15, let's say, we will all come together with a game, all 4 of us, because ironically 4 people, and we'll let.
Oh, look at
Twitter
Tony
choose.
Bryant. Tony Bryant said he really wants to play Chivalry Live. Oh,
And
I do too,
that's-
Tony Bryant. I do too.
And that's why I'm going the direction. I'm trying to be in the middle ground. You being messy.
I'm just saying. I just wanted to comment what the realm was saying. I just want to comment.
We'll all come up with a game, and then we'll put it on. We'll let everyone pick the game.
Fair enough. No doubt. What you call Salva? We caught up, or are you ready?
Yeah, ready to go. Yeah,
PUBG.
ready to go.
No doubt.
Someone said I just got here and I already know the king is right.
Midway Boston, shout out. What up, my dude? What's going on?
That's right, Midway.
That's my guy. So let's get these super chats.
We got Raiden Blade, 10 pound super chat. Thank you very much. I forgot what it was that we said we congratulated him on, so I forgot. Congratulations. Then we have Percolator 9,000, $5 super chat.
Percolator. Time for the percolator. Time for the percolator.
Hello, Lords. I'm just here to pay my dues. Hope to be worthy someday. Have a great day, panel. No doubt you do as well.
You know who goes to the club? I don't care what you doing. That song come on.
That song come on. It's over. It's over.
And we got Italian Clowns, $15 super chat.
Oh, what up?
Clown.
Dear King, is the Switch OLED the equivalent of the TCL TV? I feel bad for all those who just paid scalpers for their Switches. All hail the King.
That's the old head Switch.
The old head.
The old head is the old head.
The OLD.
OLD.
Oh my God! Look! I will.
What?
I see the stream. They're constantly pushing for 300 likes. We got close. I stream one stream of Skyward.
Let's go.
One. It's not doing the whole game. It's not happening.
He's gonna finish it in one sitting, ladies.
Yes.
He's gonna do.
No,
it.
that
You're gonna do multiple streams because you got to finish it, right,
I
Addict?
will start Skyward Sword, and I'll play Minesweepers on my computer.
Minesweeper.
No doubt. What else we got, Saul?
Then we got Smitty Smith, $5 super chat. Nintendo. With the new screen, now you can really see your games running like crap. The Book of X.
The Book of X. No doubt.
Then we got Flame, $2 super chat. Our backup addict here, Switch Pro doesn't exist. Then we have Don Otaku, $2 super chat.
The Don.
Switch Pro got held back because of chip shortages.
Okay.
Possible.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I think we got exactly what they intended to give us.
But the wide back made it out the door, right? Excuse me, bro.
What poll? King just won a poll. King is right. 91%. Well, he dominated with this. King is right.
It was is King right about what?
What PlayStation got no game? Oh yeah. Oh god.
They ain't got no games.
Then we got King Doobie, $2 super chat. Switch Pro getting dropped with the new Breath of the Wild.
Hey, Carl, get on Facebook real quick.
No doubt.
Then we got Hargit Shanai, $5 super chat. Difference is Nintendo sells at a profit. Microsoft is taking a loss on the Series S and X. Okay. Smitty Smith, $5 super chat. The Switch is coming in hot and straight into the bushes.
They sell at a profit because they're selling you old tech. If Microsoft was selling you old tech and PlayStation was selling you old tech,
you're making
they
a
would
killing.
make money too. Congratulations on that OLED.
The OLD.
OLED.
There we got Dan Lazaro, $2 super chat. It's pathetic Nintendo fans have no self-control. I agree. Being one of them, I agree 100%. Then we have Don Otaku, once again, $5 super chat. Nintendo is going into the DS 3DS order, Lite to XL to DSi to new 3DS with upgraded specs. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Then we look. We have Gerald Mack, $2 super chat. Deathloop looks like a Dishonored reskinned, in my opinion. Yeah, it's the same mechanics. Like I said, the mechanics are very similar. So it's just a matter of what's different about this game.
You die.
Then we got it's my easy. It's my easy. With the $5 super chat. Let's say it. The play of state was a reactionary move about all the Sony don't support indies narrative. Why they only showed indie games? King, tell them.
But they don't have any games. You wanted something they ain't there. Looking for them to show you God of War. Stop it, man.
Then we got Gaming Forte, $10 super chat. Nintendo finesse is real. I'm buying the Switch quarter step day one, along with 20% of their base. If the Pro comes next year, I'm in for that too. Yes, sir.
Savage.
Only time will tell. And as always, hey, King Boo Boo.
Hey, Forte.
Savages. Oh, hold on. 2 shout-outs. Got to interrupt because I'm trying to make it be better about the merch. Getting their shout-outs because we always tell them we going to shout them out. So shout out to first Toto Dope. He brought that snapback. He said, take them knees, King, with that snapback. And then just now, Anonymous didn't say their name, just bought a classic tee, the ILP drip, the letters. You know what I mean? Salute.
That
so I
was
definitely
Dance Move
keep in mind,
Anonymous.
Keep in mind right now, King is in the early stages of giving you guys new merch. So
we're working on that, and we're working on that. What you call Lil Man. Lil Man is in progress. We working. Continue. So
And we have Dono Taku, $2 super chat. Damn, no love for Fist. It was a standout for me. It seemed like a cool Metroidvania side-scrolling with hand-to-hand combat.
$70. Let's see if you're gonna put your fist in your pocket or punch somebody upside their head. But charge you
when they see the price,
you gonna ball your hand into your fist.
Just question real quick. Have you did the poll yet?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Then we got Philip Carlisle, $2 super chat. I'm a PlayStation guy and State of Play sucked.
Oh, hold on. Shout out. I got to shout out Midway. That was Midway that brought the t-shirt and drip.
Nice.
Make sure you put a message when you buy the drip. There's a spot to put a message so we can shout you out.
It'll be funny. Midway's like, someone didn't put a name. I'm about to claim that.
Yo, you trying to take credit? Yo, they coming for my boy. Midway, I know he for real.
That's Midway's out there snatching somebody's swag.
Trying to think, nah. He ain't stealing drip. That's my homie right there. Salute to Midway.
You know what, Midway? Cog, I bought that.
Yo, they savage. They trying to disrespect. Good, so.
Clutch Man, $5 super chat. I got my Kyoto Fushimi theme controller early. Those who know. Shout out to Xbox Design Lab.
No doubt.
That's what's up.
Then we got Raiden Blade, £5 super chat. God of War 2023-24. Horizon Forbidden West 2022-23 late.
Wow. Okay.
Insider Raiden Blade. All right. Raiden Blade once again, £5 super chat. They should have shown God of War 2 alpha footage, even if it's not ready. 343i did it, but to leave your fan base hanging, Stockholm Syndrome incoming again. Okay, I don't know, that would have played too well if they showed some bad footage. Brett Bingham, $2 super chat. Sony State of Pay.
Wow. That's what that is. This is
State of Pay.
That's what's up.
Then we have Soma King with the £2.93 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Donating my free Google Rewards credit. Salute. So we got some Google Rewards. No doubt. Then we got Smitty Smith, $5 super chat. These Sony insiders need to go outside for a change. The Book of X.
Insiders need to go outside. That's what's up.
And we have Aeronomus, $5 super chat. How is Sony highlighting a game coming out in September with Deathloop? And the next big game that's supposed to come out is Kena, which is August, and a no-show. Very
because
interesting.
They know what I know. It's wackest.
Stop it.
Okay, well, listen. It looked like everything else. It looked like the same thing. It looked like the same thing. Let's see if we got a good story. Let's see if the frame rate hold up. But isn't that supposed to be coming to Microsoft too?
Yeah,
eventually, right? I don't know.
Yeah. See you in Game Pass, Keno.
Yes, time. Okay. He's like time. Okay.
Then we got Brat, $2 super chat. Salute Lords. Cheers. Thank you, my brother.
No doubt.
We got Italian clowns once again. $5 super chat. Nintendo needs to reach out to TCL for a better screen.
They got the best, man. They got the best, baby. OLED.
Then we got Raider Blade, £2 super chat. Stockholm Syndrome equals PS Gamers abusive core.
Wow.
Dono Taku, $2 super chat. Switch has more 60 FPS first party games than the PS4 though.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Then we got Hargeet Shanai, $5 super chat. Another great show. Salute to the Lords, and King is always right.
Thank you, brother.
Let it King.
We're caught up.
We are all caught up, no doubt. It is time for that poll. Attic, you want to do something? What you gonna do?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the poll in there when he says the poll.
Right.
You guys just vote before you guys leave. We get curiosity.
Just curious on
that. Live interaction on what's going on.
So new logged in ILP weekly poll brought to. It's actually courtesy of. I'm gonna butcher your name, brother. Select Bang 007.
Select Bang.
Select Bang 007, courtesy of our select Patreon tier. So we're gonna be trying to include y'all more, the patrons more who actually are in there supporting us. And they want to do polls, you guys can put your own polls in as well. We'll do some slight edits if there's anything too crazy. But in regards to the release of Battlefield 2042 by EA and the potential of Game Pass, which answer closely mirrors your thought process on purchase? The choices are A, $70 No campaign and multiplayer only makes it a wait for Game Pass option. B, Battlefield 2042 looks amazing. Day one buy. I'm not waiting for anything when it releases. Or C, I don't care. We all know when big COD come through, it's all over for Battlefield. Those are the choices. They are up right now in the chat live, or like I said, it's also at the same time on lordsofgaming.net as well. So for those that missed the show, please go to lordsofgaming.net. Please vote. The engagement really helps us. Plus supports these tremendous writers that we got, man. We got some great
like I
writers.
said, keep in mind, if you guys want to have your own little poll, man,
Yeah.
we do have tiers for that.
Right. So we got tiers. So basically, we're trying to do a little bit, like Attic was saying, a little bit more fan engagement. We're noticing in the Patreon tiers, you know, people are coming up with polls. They want to do that. So, yeah, that's what we got. Anyway, let's get our outros going. I think, Luca's still there? I thought she left her. Luca gave her outro, so salute to her. But
I'm still here.
My bad. Not that I tried to kick you out. I was like, okay, I didn't know she did.
No, I'll get you, bro.
No doubt. You already know.
She wants to talk that nonsense.
Yeah, we're gonna talk after.
She want to attack me the moment.
We're gonna talk after. We're gonna talk hot mic. The mics are not hot no. So let's get my man Lord Addict. Where can people find you? What you got going on, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP. You can find me on YouTube at Gaming Addict. Yes, I will be resuming content tomorrow. I needed a mental break, man.
I feel it, bro. It
was just doing too much. Man. I needed a mental break.
My Destiny clan attacked me though, but same for me.
Well, the Destiny clan no.
So what you do for shows? Visit in action.
The Destiny.
That's your business.
The Destiny clan.
Yeah, that's it.
The Destiny clan know better to be expecting me to be there every day. So definitely. Well, first off, I want to thank Lord Dan for coming on. I want to thank Luca for coming on, even though she slanders me. But definitely appreciate it. It's like I said, Luca has a very entertaining show.
Yes.
Definitely go
Scumcast.
Yes.
We put that in the comment section. If you're still in there, Hustle, drop that in the comment section one more time.
Hustle for out here helping us hold us down, man. He always do.
I want to appreciate everyone for coming through. Like I said, we'll be doing a little bit more interaction when it comes to stuff. I'm going to talk to the Lords after this. I try to give you guys a little bit more content that's not necessarily what we normally do, and we'll see exactly what we can do on it. Obviously, a lot of this, what we already do a lot from our day to day for ILP, and thanks to, and it's all for you guys. We really put a lot of work to make sure we give you guys the best show we possibly can every week, and we're just going to try to expand that and do a little bit more content that you guys might not necessarily get from the podcast that you might be able to get outside the podcast. And I definitely appreciate everyone for coming through. We had a lot of people in here. You guys are always supportive every week, man. And it looks like A's winning the poll.
Oh, okay, it's working. Okay, I just want to make sure.
I like they put that poll in there, man. I like they put that poll.
Well, we also, again, because we need some engagement. We got writers on Lords Gaming now. I'm also going to put the poll on lordsofgaming.net. So please, if you can, if you're here, it really helps the engagement for us in the algorithm, SEO. When you guys click the link and actually vote on the site, it really helps us.
And keep in mind, that poll that's in there is just for you guys to vote live. Next week, when we do that thing, that's not going to be in the stats for the actual podcast. Like, if you want to be part of the people stating your opinion next week, you got to do it on the website, because that's the only one that's getting read next week.
Yeah, thank you, man. Really, really appreciate it. Like I said, please support lordsofgaming.net. Those are our brothers and sisters, phenomenal writers. Like, they are killing it. And the Lord's Minute that the Lords are doing, it's fire.
That's fun.
Yeah, no doubt. So let's get Lord Solve. Where can the people find you? What you got going on, sir?
I got nothing going on. I'm going back to my regular schedule, so I'm done for.
No, no more parakeets.
No more parakeets. I'm done.
Beach.
So, shout out to Dan for coming through. Shout out to Luca for coming through. It's been a minute. So we'll see. We might have some gaming that going on next week, maybe.
Right, no doubt. Lord King bringing the smoke, winning all the polls except Skyward Sword. Where can the five people? Where can the five people find you? What you got going on, sir?
First, I want to give a shout out to Lord Dan Butchko. The only person that can get me the better need to get chipped. So found out there was no way around it.
Now
And,
I'll always know where King is.
Yeah, everybody pull up the Androids and you see me just walking around in your app.
I'm done.
I'm gonna be like, my phone gonna beep off because I have a diameter. It's like if King gets a certain close to my house, I'm like, why is he here?
That's the King pull-up app.
A proximity alert.
Mm-hmm.
King is in the proximity.
No doubt.
Gonna have to sign alarms. King is in the building.
Yo, no doubt. Shout out to Vogel's Creek. He said 343 watching, only 79 votes. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. Come on. I rarely ask y'all. Hit that like button for real. Continue, King.
I give a shout out to Luca. Yo, she different when she play online. Right, so I thought honestly, let me explain.
She jumped off you quick.
Because I've been on her show.
Yeah.
She come with all the smoke.
Yeah.
Not online like when we playing.
No, that's
no. It's totally different look. And then she saw a different King.
Oh, she saw that game.
Man.
She saw that for real.
Oh, okay. I see you now. Like, so I don't know. Maybe she was in shock. Like, okay, I got you.
Oh, no. Usually when when I play raids, I'm focused on getting the raid done.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So like that's like my primary focus there, and I don't want to be a detriment to the team, so I typically keep my mouth shut, especially if it's still like new for me.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a great experience, and even then when we was playing that, I was like, oh man, you need to come on the show. We need to get you on the show.
For real. I'll talk about it.
And then when you popped it, I was like, yeah.
You stupid.
So I need to get myself on Scumcast.
Yes.
So, you're welcome anytime. Any of you are welcome anytime.
No
you
doubt.
know what to do. Just hit me up, and I'll definitely be there. It's a great show today. I love you guys. As y'all can see, who's spinning in the background, I had a lot of questions about Electro, and the reason why I didn't do Electro on KOS was
what's up?
I didn't have a story for him.
Oh, okay.
And I went back, I got all my books, all my Spider-Man books, and I was going through it, and this is Classic Electro, brought to you by
Prime One?
No, this is XM Studios.
Sasha? Okay.
Yeah, the great Daniel Bell sculpted that. So Daniel Bell is the same person that sculpted Silver Surfer and did Iron Fist and a couple of other great statues.
We gotta talk about. You still got that gotcha, man?
Oh yeah.
You
want to have a conversation with that?
Conversation about that.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, he's in.
No, I just thought about. I've been in this gotcha man bag. I was like, I kind of.
Yeah, it's for sale.
Yeah.
It's a
We're
conversation.
gonna talk.
All right. So, but the thing is, I have to get a craft a story, and I found the perfect story. Electro only has one really meaningful story, and I try to give you a background history on stuff with KOS. So if you see KOS pop up,
Facts.
I'm not going there trying to be the best statue guy on YouTube. I'm not trying to be,
even though low key you are though.
Yeah, but
talk.
But what I'm trying to do is just give you a glimpse into why I got something.
Yep, 100% better than all these dudes that don't give you no backstory, just show a statue. Continue.
Yeah, and they go to Wikipedia and tell you
type
what they
no history.
Nothing than that. But I just give you me.
No doubt.
Just give you me. So,
no doubt.
That's gonna go up this week. And shout out to LordCognito and Lord Addict for helping me in the background for when that stuff goes up. That is a group effort, y'all. Yeah. I'm doing the edits. Yeah, I'm doing the whatever stuff. But there's a lot of stuff when you go to the website, when you go to lordsofgaming.net, there's a whole synopsis. If you want to know the weight of the statue and you want to know who's the manufacturer and how you can order and what's going on and all this other stuff, there is a whole thing that's put up there, and that stuff is put up there through hard work at the website and on the YouTube as well with them thumbnails from Addict and stuff like that.
Addict
so it's a group effort.
Effort. King kills it with the commentary, the backstory, not just showing you a statue and then running away because he got a hot statue. He's giving you real synopsis. You know what I'm saying? That's one. Addict is killing it on the YouTube side, getting the production value up, doing what we got to do to make that thing shine. And I want to shout out our editor-in-chief, Josh Redding, who definitely puts the shine on the King article, you know what I'm saying, to get you those dimensions, to get you the extra stats and all that other stuff. And then King puts it out. So, yeah, salute to the whole team effort. KOS, very proud of that. And, support my brother. Like, he's killing it, man. Like, anytime he puts it out, is fire. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna talk my ears better than these other dudes.
Combat Talk
that's just me.
It's coming. Combat Talk is coming. We're getting back to some normalcy. We had some big fights, so my juices is paused, definitely flowing now. So
No
I'm,
doubt.
I'm back into the situation. It's kind of dull when you don't have an arena with people there to do stuff. So
no doubt. And that's it. Yeah, you already know. Meet LordCognito. Again, salute Lord Dan. Pulled
Lord
up.
Duke.
Duke Cognito, you know what I'm saying? Well, Luca called me Duke Nito.
Duke Nito.
I was like, yo, she wildin'.
Duke Nito, it sounds good, right?
Yo, salute to the legend.
It sounds like a B-rated Marvel hero.
Duke Nito.
Savage.
It makes me think of boss from Dark Souls 1.
Dark Souls? No doubt.
I want to say something before you go before you close, like right at the very end.
Oh, no doubt. But yeah, salute to the homie Matty Plays. Again, I want to thank the community. Y'all showing me so much love. Y'all making me feel home, welcome, and everybody, you know what I'm saying? The whole team. It's been really fun to do. And like I said, I'll be back on Last Word. Don't think I got Hollywood on Last Word. Your boy had the earfish. I can't show you the ear. It look crazy. But I'll be back on that. And we got mad fun things planned, crazy, good guests, a lot of stuff cooking. Please keep the support, the likes up. Lords Gaming down there, all that good stuff. And Attic, I'm gonna let you close what you got before we get out of here.
Yeah, so I will be returning to the Attic show this Tuesday, but so definitely tune into that. But for today, go over there and show Fawn some love.
Yes.
Yes.
Go over there. Tell them the ILP sent you. Tell them the Lord sent you, man.
Yeah.
It's a great show. He's got Neo Spark on there.
Oh, you got Spark on there?
Oh,
yeah. You gotta pull up. You gotta pull up. Spark is the homie.
So
We got
definitely
good
go over there
homies.
to tell them the Lord sent you, man, and we'll see you next week.
No doubt.
Two good homies.
that's
You're
all
gonna
we
love
got.
that interview.
And again, salute Lady Luca, pull it up. Scumcast, get on that to the AshenLuca YouTube channel. Support. You already know. We see y'all next week. Peace.
Bye.
Let me know.
Smitty Smith.
All right.
My bad. Forgot Smitty Smith.
My bad.
$5 super chat. Shout out to Lord King and that electro in the background. Turn the beat
Beat
around.
up. Oh, sick. Soft got the pipes on that joint. Yo, we couldn't do Smitty like
you.
that. That's the hit him with the Book of X real quick, Smitty
That's
Smith.
my dude.
We got
Smitty's
you,
all
bro.
over, man.
All
I love
bad.
that dude.
And now we out for real.
Thanks.
Thank you.